Butterflies kind of rolling through your stomach, and just a big event.
But it's the fact that it's the gold driller. It's a little, the little driller that's, the big driller outside of the building, and I don't know, it holds a different type of persona, I guess, in terms of the magnitude of the race, I guess.
Chili Bowl is, to me, some of the most exciting racing in the world, just because there's so much side-by-side action.
And yes, I think this event is everything that it's made out to be. One of the best events on four wheels I think you're ever going to find.
There's nothing like winning at Chili Bowl in general, even if it's a prelim night or the Race of Champions. Just to get on the racetrack's pretty special. Come A-main time, just seeing the crowd there.
To come here and just do what we've done, over the 30-something years.
It's always fun whenever you get like a heavy hitter deep in the field that's going to come up to the field on Saturday, and the crowd there is just electric, as you know, and whenever they get someone who's coming up through the alphabet soup on Saturday, they get into it, and it's something worth watching.
Kevin growing up at the feet of Sammy and coming to this race all his life. From the time he was born, he's been coming to the Chili Bowl.
I said, if you're ever going to make 5 good laps, you better make them right now.
People don't realize how much this race really means to me.
That's good for our sport to actually race against the top race car drivers in the United States, and it's a little notch on your resume, if you can beat them guys, and got some good bragging rights going into the following year.
And welcome in. It is night number 2 of the best week of the year live here on FloRacing. The 39th annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink, is on the air for night number 2. Glad to have you all with us. As, up and running for the second night already. Night number 1, absolutely fantastic. If you weren't here for it, get back into the archives and watch it right away. You missed a really, really good one. I'm Caleb Hart. He's Chris Wilner. We'll be joined later on by Logan Seavey. The defending Chili Bowl champion will be in booth providing color commentary at some point in time during the course of the night. But Chris, we got a lot of fun to get to here tonight. Going to be hard to top night number 1.
It is. We set the bar very high last night with an incredible preliminary A-main event. And of course, night number 2 here on Warren Cat qualifying night. Another host of big names in this building looking to punch their ticket to Saturday night's A-main event. 74 signing in. We're going to have 9 heat races, Caleb. We've got a lot of drivers to get through.
Heat races were fantastic last night. Everything was great all the way, including the Race of Champions. No Race of Champions tonight, just one A-main to get to. But boy, the big guns are out there here to play. The Buddy Kofoid redemption arc starts right now.
Certainly does, but there's a lot of names looking to dethrone him here, as Buddy certainly has the target on his back. But we were treated to such a great racetrack over the course of yesterday. Expect the same today. The energy for Monday really set the tone, I think, Caleb, for the rest of the week.
Well, we'll see how the drivers, like you said, all 74 of them, 9 heat racers worth, handle it today. Taking a look, the SageNet Center in the middle of downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1/5 of a mile, a very wet clay here early on. You can see the moisture in the track as they roll it around on the surface. The racetrack, they start the build for it the middle of December, and come the drop of the checkered flag, Saturday night's A-main. 5 minutes later, they'll be taking poles down and starting to deconstruct this racetrack. Beautiful day today here in Tulsa. A little bit warmer than it was yesterday, 53 degrees outside and a couple of clouds, but nice warm weather on our way in. However, climate controlled. the shootout, the Chili Bowl. We will never rain out, as it is always 72 and sunny inside the building itself. It is a fantastic day for racing, as it always is here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hot laps coming up at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Opening ceremonies will follow that. We will have 9 heat races, 8 laps apiece, in which we will determine the top 40 in our point structure. The top 40 will go to qualifiers. Everybody else, 41 through 74, will go into D and C main events. Qualifiers for those top 40 in points will, again, add more points to their scores. The top 16 out of qualifiers will lock into the A main event. The other 24 will split into 2 B features along with C main move ups. They'll go 15 laps apiece and take the top 4 into the back of the A main event. A main event tonight, 24 cars, 30 laps, and only the top 2 finishers will move on and lock in to Saturday's pole shuffle. So that is your order of events for tonight. You will see the BER Motorsports ignitioneering speed shot multiple times through the night, pointing up through turn 4 and into turn 3. And every once in a while, you will see this guy wandering into that speed shot, Mr. Brian Ward from the infield. Good afternoon, Brian.
Good afternoon, Caleb. Want to talk to you a little bit about this racing surface. You mentioned it there a few moments ago, how much moisture you can see in the racetrack, and talked to some of the track prep officials, and they said, yes, indeed, they did put a lot more water overnight and into today than they did after Sunday's practice, so expect some more moisture to be in the racetrack in tonight's program. Hopefully it'll last a little bit longer. But they made another adjustment as well. We talked about the bottom of the racetrack yesterday being so good. Martin Edwards said we rolled the bottom in with all the trucks yesterday, and we did the side-by-sides on the top side of the racetrack. But today, they inverted it. The side-by-sides rolled in the bottom, the pickup trucks with the heavier weight, the bigger tires on the top side. So that will be something to look for in today's program, to see if the top lasts a little bit better than the bottom did yesterday. You saw a couple drivers out here checking it out. Justin Grant out here giving a little advice to Ty Gibbs, walking around checking the racetrack out. So we'll see how those drivers do on this surface. Guys, up top.
Yeah, thank you, Brian Ward. Blake Anderson alongside me. Good evening, everyone. Earl Hoon Jr. We're going to be at the top of the ramp all night long, dude. And Blake, guys, we're recapping last night's event. I mean, we knew the bar was going to be set high to kick off the weekend, but my, oh my, the rest of the week has really something to live up to.
Boy, I don't know what you could want more out of last night. Yeah, guys on the fence, guys rolling the bottom. Kyle Larson complaining about the car, maybe not to his liking, but Kyle Larson doing Kyle Larson things.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The caution flags, there was a lot of action in last night, right? A late race restart with a green-white checkered finish was unbelievable. Thought Shane Golobic was really going to pull something there. He had a little complaint about the car handling, got a little tight on him about halfway through that race, but still was able to get a second-place finish, which sets him up well for Saturday.
His 6th second-place finish on a prelim night, Earl. I mean, Shane Golobic, one of these years he's going to get it, but the nice thing about Shane, he gets out of the car, it's a big picture. You're in the main event on Saturday night, so that is the nice thing.
Yep, well, we are going to be up top all night long. Yeah, Anderson, go ahead.
But before we send it back,
oh yeah,
Kevin, if you mosey over, tonight, there's the K-Man, Andrew Kunis. Tonight is Caleb Hart Fan Club night at the Tulsa Expo Center.
If you could only see Caleb's face right now.
I just have to turn around and see the K-Man, Andrew Kunis, right there, and thought, Andrew, stay right there. And Jim Shepard, right there helping him out. But tonight's Caleb Hart Fan Club night here at the Tulsa Expo Center.
It's the OG fan club right there. That's where it all began.
So, guys, that's going to wrap it up here. We're going to go to a short commercial break. But, fans, when we come back, this is only the beginning for night number 2 of the 39th running of the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink.
Back we are here at our live coverage of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing. Glad to have you guys in with us as we are 15 minutes or so ballpark away from Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And guys, the Dirt Draft on once again for all of your fantasy sports fun. As let's take a look at our day one standings. Now, don't forget, you want to play Dirt Draft with us? You can play it on a daily basis. You might be a little behind in the weekly contest at this point in time, but head on over to dirtdraft.com or download it through the Apple or the Google store. Sign up. We're going to send you a free t-shirt, period, just for going through and doing it. But come on with us, play on the daily basis as you take a look at day one, the standings. And Chris, well, that's a good effort for you, at least on the flow standings here on day number one. And what, 138 overall?
Yeah,
good efforting.
Out of 1,500. I'm just confused how producer Kyler Hope, Tyler McKim, Brandon, how are these guys beating me?
Well,
I'm so confused.
McKim is traditionally pretty good at this,
yeah,
right?
I have an internal rivalry with Tyler McKim.
It's the fact that a couple of asphalt guys are up on top of the flow
that'll
chart,
change.
right? Yeah, that's,
mark my words, that'll change.
And really, you got to say a big thank you to Dylan Welch for finally getting off the bottom of the racetrack and getting up top and driving
That's
around
right.
people.
Yeah,
right?
man, he was ripping the fence. Dude, I mean, just selling T-shirts if he had them, and saved my Dirt Draft and my Chili Bowl pool too. So kudos, Dylan.
Yeah, if he hadn't done that, who knows how mired you would have been. Yeah. So here's how you do it. Again, you go to dirtdraft.com or you download the app on your smartphone and the Google or the Apple store. You sign up. We're going to send you a t-shirt. It's not going to come tomorrow, but it'll get it on its way. And then you set your lineup. You're given a budget, a daily budget, in which you get to pick your 5 drivers out of that budget. You can go stars and scrubs and pick from the top and see if you can get lucky down at the bottom, or build a nice balanced lineup. It's all going to be up to you on how you want to do it. You got to lock it in, though, before the first heat race. You got about an hour and 14 minutes to come through, do your research, figure out exactly who you want, and somehow just don't do as bad as Daryl did, because Daryl, that's Daryl.
It's only up from here, Daryl.
Daryl, buddy, we were going to have to talk. If you'd like my expertise in helping you, Daryl, I don't play. That way we can have, a innocent, non-partial bystander going on here.
Yeah.
But I will help you coach you forward, Daryl. That's something I'm willing to do for you.
Wow.
So
I'd take you up on that advice.
I'm just saying. So test your might against the Flow guys and against the rest of the country. There is prizes, and heck, you end up winning the thing. You can go into the Dirt Draft store and load up with some more cool stuff. So good time. We hope you guys will participate as Dirt Draft Hot Laps are coming up in just a little while. Well, Winners Performance brings you the past Tuesday winners, and a lot of consistency within the names on that. Kyle Larson, for a long, long time, was your guy on Tuesday night. He swaps to Monday. Last few years, though, it has been Buddy Kofoid 2 out of 3 with, at the time, the guy who pulled what we thought was the biggest upset in a very long time. He has proven that is not so much of a fluke, that he belongs to be there in the discussion, and Mr. Hank Davis.
Absolutely. Last year's second place performance, locking himself in back-to-back years. Hank Davis proved to everyone he belongs in this building, and even when you look at Saturday night, I don't see him as any sort of underdog anymore in this building. That whole Matt Seymour crew that he's been with now the last couple of years have put some really solid pieces together. So Hank Davis solidified himself as a favorite, and he's back again tonight to challenge Buddy and the rest of the field.
It's going to be an interesting field as well as, again, your last 10 Tuesday Pass winners. Big thank you to Winter's Performance bringing us that list. Let's take a look at some of the notable entries that are coming up here in even. There's the first look at the Matt Seymour Racing 29S of Hank Davis.
Absolutely, yeah. We talked about it. Solidified himself. He finished 5th last year on Saturday night, so a top 5 Saturday A-Main performance, looking to one-up that. This is one of my favorite-looking race cars. That's Kaylee Bryson's Abacus Racing number 57. Boy, what a year she's had. Breaking records left and right. First woman to win a USAC Silver Crown Series. She won a TA2 championship and looking to make 2 Chili Bowl starts.
Ty Gibbs, rookie, making his Chili Bowl debut. A lot of eyeballs on Ty as he is coming here to give the Chili Bowl his very first shot. Thanks, Coach, for letting your drivers go and do some dirt racing once again. That is the Dominator. Zach Dom was a fixture for Tuesday night racing for a long time. He has been a many-time podium guy running with the U-Team this year, and it's a good-looking ride for him.
There is Thomas Meserol's ride, the EA Stealth he's been working at under the hood with Tim Engler And tell you what, Tyler Burnett of FloRacing actually did the draw for him today, so I think he did a really good job. We'll let you know where he wound up.
Drew in a pretty good position. There is the guy 2 out of the last 3, Buddy Kofoid, coming out of the Keith Coots Motorsports stable. Kofoid tonight looking to put up some big results, take home another Tuesday night win, and lock himself into Saturday's pole shuffle. He's going to have some help coming from the Keith Coots Motorsports stable as Matt Williamson, one of the beasts of the Northeast, the big block guy that Chris Moore will be rooting for, also running out of the Keith Coots Motorsports stable here tonight.
Yeah, cool to have Super Dirt Car champion him. How about Ricky Thorne Jr., probably the busiest guy this week. He's trying to do double duty with Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series at Golden Isles, but first up, trying to lock in with Andy Reinbold Underwood Motorsports team, and I tell you what, he's got a good shot to do it.
It's kind of the TJ night. RTJ running for Reinbold, KTJ running for Alex Bowman, and boy, did Briggs Danner show that those cars had some speed last night. Kevin Thomas Jr. going to look to build on the momentum that came out of that and have himself a night as well here at the Expo. We have got more coming up. Dirt Draft Hot Laps due up in just a couple of minutes as you guys are watching our live coverage of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing. As cars getting ready to roll down the ramp for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, your coverage of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink, continues here in the building. And folks, here on FloRacing, you want to look like us. You want to be styling, profiling with the big red F on the jacket, maybe on the hat, etc. All you got to do is scan that QR code right now and head to our FloRacing store to get the latest and best FloRacing merchandise featuring hoodies, t-shirts, hats, stickers, koozies, and more. All you gotta do is scan the QR code to shop now. Well, here in the booth we are, Caleb Hart, Chris Wilner, and as soon as we can get him settled here for a couple of seconds, we will bring in the defending two-time Chili Bowl champion in one, Logan Seavey. How good does that sound, Logan Seavey?
It doesn't get old, doesn't it?
It does not. It feels pretty dang good, you know, from not too long ago, just coming here to watch my brother race a Chili Bowl and not even having a midget start to be where I'm at now and you know, two-time champion of this race is, it's still hard to believe, but yeah, at some point you gotta accept it and come in here and you know, try to keep it up and keep doing what we've been doing.
We're glad to have you part of the broadcast today. Of course, Clinton Boyles is going to take part in tonight's Warren Cat qualifying night, but I do have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Had you in my dirt draft for Race of Champions, and you decide running 6 to pull off. Give us the story of why you did it.
Oh man, I would have loved to not have to pull off. I just had a brake failure. Some bolts broke there, hold the rotor on. So I had brake pedal, which makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But I was kind of struggling a lot to hit the bottom or run the cushion ride, and I couldn't figure it out. And then we went yellow, and I slammed on the brakes to slow down, and my car didn't slow down. It kind of pulled me to the infield because I only had a left front brake. So kind of explains a little bit why I was struggling there for a few laps, and then it's a Race of Champions. Obviously, we want to race, but at the same point, the goal is to race and run good on Friday. So. If something were to go wrong in front of me or whatever, I would have probably just speared right in there to him. So
the easy takeaway from that is much rather that happen in the Race of Champions than on your prelim night, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the perks of one of many perks of being in that race. Not only do you get to see how you stack up against other guys and feel your car out and make sure it's all good, especially for us who we only race that car once a year. So it's good. It's crazy that we have a part failure like that when. Like I said, we do only race a few times, so the car's only been on track 2 years, and which only equals about 4 nights. So imagine building a brand new car, and on night 5 you have part failures already. So
up until that point, though, it looks like that piece that Kevin Swindell and Tim Bertrand have put together for you has had some speed. So it's all you can ask for, at least to start your week off, right?
Yeah, absolutely. To go out there and qualify like we did, and be right there with Dason and Tanner really put down a good one, but. For the most part, I thought our speed was, as good or better than anybody's out there, and was driving really, really good there in qualifying, and just didn't quite do the right things there for the race, but that's just part of it. Like I said, part of one of the advantages of being in the race. You get to try other things or do different things that maybe we hadn't done in the past, but you learn from everything. You learn when you win, you really learn when you lose. So. All good signs at the moment, and I feel really good about Friday.
I was going to say Dirt Draft Hot Laps getting ready to start, but I do want to ask, now that you were on track a little bit yesterday, took in yesterday's prelim night, what did you learn? Still early in the week, but what have you learned so far about this year's Chili Bowl?
At the moment, I think, at least from yesterday, it didn't curb up until it got to the wall.
Yeah.
And then it was huge. So just like ever, your car's got to be really, really drivable, but you have to be super stable on a, essentially a wall for a cushion, because that's where they were running. So, I think you just got to prepare for that and make sure your car can run a big cushion. And, it was slightly there in qualifying at points of the track where you had to lean on the curb really hard. And in those times, my car felt really good. So at the moment, all signs are leading to good things. If the track stays that way with a big curb, fits my style a lot. I feel like I can make a lot of speed on a big cushion like that. And in the past, my car is really good on a big cushion. So, at the moment, signs are looking good. So, obviously, lots can change before Friday.
We're excited to have you in here in the booth, adding your expertise to the show tonight. Should be a whole lot of fun. We've got a great field of cars coming up on a Tuesday night. So not only stars at the top of it, but depth, as there are guys everywhere throughout this with some very interesting stories as well. So we'll start getting to that as heat races 1 and 2, which will make up hot lap session number 1, are now on the racetrack, rolling around, getting a little engine heat and working some of the moisture into the track itself. As you get your first look, Kevin Bayer, the Bixby, Oklahoma veteran, in the 91B. He goes outside row number 4 in heat race number 1.
27B out on the racetrack, Jake Buback, Colorado native, back with us here at the Chili Bowl. Always good to see Jake back behind the wheel of a midget.
Always has been a popular pick for those in the know who like watching him go forward. He passes a lot of cars, typical on race night. He goes from outside row number 3 in heat race number 2, which you look at heat race number 2, that thing is wide open for somebody to come in and try to pick off a win in that.
There's Nick Drake, brother to Trevor Klein, who we saw last night, lock into his prelim event. Nick, former USAC midget winner and sprint car. Son of USAC's sprint car champion Jay Drake, I should say. 11 Chili Bowl appearances for him. And home of the 805 beer selection, if you know what that is, back in the pit area. That's where I go get it.
Drake is buried inside row number 4 in heat race 1, and that could be a very tall task for him early on in this. We'll see how the track develops. Billy Vandenwigen from Port Jervis, New York, the 25V car. Running one of the elite chassis. Good to see Billy V back to us. Longtime competitor here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Front row.
It's Tom Harris right there. Back for Keith Coons. Of course, a accomplished racer across the pond and has made Chili Bowl home for him for quite some time.
Tom has changed allegiances this year.
Oh, that's right,
Chris.
Bob Chandler.
That's right. Chandler team fielded a wide and varied group of talent running those cars this year, including Tom. So
yeah, I don't know if there was some sort of connection there with Wout Hoffman's. I think they run similar cars back across the pond. So
yeah.
I said I don't know if there was a connection there or not.
Like
but
Brisca Formula One.
Yeah, they run a style of stock car over there. And
have you seen the Brisca cars before?
Oh yeah.
There we go. I was just doing a little research on one of our rookies in the field today, who we'll talk about after a little while, and got my first really good look at one of the Brisca cars. Jack France will be with us a little bit later. They're different.
Interesting.
Big, long wheelbase cars, that's for sure. So, underway, green flag. First of our Dirt Draft Hot Lap sessions. 121 of Jason Bennett was on your screen. He's outside row number 1. Coming up is, we are getting pummeled down here in the Brian Kavinsky announce booth. That cushion is flinging some material around early tonight.
It is pretty juiced up, that's for sure. You saw Adam Boylard out there in one of the clad entries. Taking a look at the Team Jack entry as well, Connor Lee. But yeah, everybody's trying to tiptoe around. Logan, you probably would hate being this first session right here.
Yeah, this is not the one to be in. When you got 18 cars out there in a really greasy, slippery racetrack. You can tell guys are just shoving the nose every corner. Yeah, it's just not the track you really want to be on, and let alone with 18 of you out there. Lots can go wrong in a hurry when there's this many cars out here.
Brian Ward talked about it in the pre-race show. We have a problem, and coming to a stop is the ADD of Corey Smith.
Yep.
But Brian Ward had his report pre-race or pre-event and said that they threw a lot of water down on this racetrack, really getting the moisture packed in. So it's going to take a little bit.
Yeah, this feels kind of like a Chili Bowl of 5 or 6 years ago, where it would be greasy for all of the hot laps, and these guys would even start heat racing a little bit in the first, in the grease. So yeah, it looks like we're getting back to that. I don't think we're quite going to have that much on it, but it should clean up here in the next group or two.
It's Kyle Hawes in the 20X who plowed front end into that back bumper, and tail tank damage amongst the problems going on the 80 of Smith. You just hope that it's only the shell that took a ding there and it didn't knock around the fitting or the hose inside of it. As we're going to get our look at our first IBOC replay coming into corner number 1.
Ooh.
And
weird.
Bang.
Could see the rear tire stop, lock the motor up.
Yep. Flat left front on the 20. It looks like maybe all the damage, but.
So Haas, cell phone, XXX powered by a Chevrolet, making his rookie debut, ran the Turkey Night Grand Prix amongst other California races, and then the 80 car that you have out there of, is it the 80?
Corey Smith.
Yeah, Corey Smith.
Yep. So Corey Smith, Josh Hawkins' own Spike powered by a Toyota, unfortunately gets the worst end of that.
Riley Kreisel leading Dirt Draft Hot Laps here in that first session, 12.305. So, of course, that's going to go way down as we get this racetrack worked in. Former Power Eye War Sprint champion. There is Ricky Thornton Jr. double dipping this week. Again, as we mentioned, going to run Lucas Oil Dirt at Golden Isles. Hopefully, he doesn't have to worry about too much travel implications if he can just lock in tonight and not have to worry about it.
Heat race number 3 is going to be that heat race that a lot of people circle going, oh, wow, everybody got stuck in that one. And there were quite a few big names coming up in that heat race in and of itself. 80K Billy Rayburn out of Phoenix, Arizona, showing up in your screen right now. He'll go inside row number 4 in that third heat race. And again, that heat race is absolutely stacked. We'll give you the lineup for that coming up in just a little bit.
I'm excited to see this guy, Matt Williamson, run a Keith Coons Motorsports car here at the Chili Bowl. Again, another Big block guy, beast of the Northeast, as you like to call him, Caleb. And he was very confident. Talked to him a little bit with Chris Moore before the start of this event. I'm thrilled, and he was like, the biggest thing is just try not to drive off the right front like all these big block and modified guys do. So it'll be fun to watch.
Just curious, what do you think the strategy here is with water and the banners? Do we have an answer?
We learned that. We're not trying to grow concrete, so that's we did figure that out. The idea is that the water underneath it, so underneath the banner in that material between the concrete and where the banner is that's going to seep into the racetrack.
Okay, so that's like water in the cushion, essentially.
That's the idea behind it.
Watering the cushion from the other side, that moisture seeps down into the base of the material. And by the way, his name's Cowboy. He plays the harmonica too.
Plays a mean harmonica.
Is he going to do the national anthem at some point?
I hope so. The trumpet anthem is awesome, and I love that every year, but a harmonica anthem would be fantastic. There's a look at Buddy Kofoid. Talked a lot about Buddy already. Kofoid is in that third heat race, and again, everybody is in the third heat race, at least coming up in this one. But he's got a decent starting position inside row number 2. Speaking of drivers, fast early, Riley Kreisel, one of them, and Earl Hoon, ready to fly up top. Earl?
Yeah, guys, got Riley here with me. We were just talking. It's somewhat of a blessing and a curse to go out there early on in hot laps. The blessing is you picked kind of decent. You're going to go out in heat race number 2, however, start last. But however, maybe able to shake some of the butterflies out here because you know how important these qualifying nights are.
Yeah, go out early, see kind of how the best of the racetrack's going to be. Maybe kind of see how it's going to wear out, but really, not a whole lot of benefit. But yeah, we just start deep in heat 2 and just going to have to see what we can make work.
Can you really learn anything going out there in hot lap session number 1?
You can make sure your stuff runs and you can go in a circle. That's kind of the main deal. So yeah, you can learn a little bit.
Riley Kreisel going to do a little debrief here, guys. I just want to show you a look at the front end of this midget, and you guys mentioned just how wet the track surface right now. Just look at all this mud that's caked on the front end of the 19K.
To that extent, Brad Chandler tweeted about 23 minutes ago, Chili Bowl gravel. I think we can expect track conditions for the Chili Bowl Nationals Expo Raceway to be similar to last night. However, we have reached the point in the week where the bottom half of the track is full of water, so I expect it to take a tad longer to mature and widen. We'll help it along when we can, but it's going to be dependent on the moisture and how much use it gets above the bottom groove. If the track were able to put on some sweatpants, maybe ones that say juicy across the rear end.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
Chili Bowl gravel getting spicy.
I was going to say, using the word juicy. Okay.
I didn't watch hot laps yesterday, but oh wow, we got a little spray. Is he cleaning it?
Trying. This booth is not exactly waterproof.
Yeah.
But
shoot. I don't think we're making any progress.
No.
He's efforting.
That clay is pretty much.
It's on there.
Well, we got a few.
Clinton comes out.
I know. Where's Clinton Boyles at? He had the squeegee out there last year.
He's got a heat race.
I know.
He's got his hot laps coming up.
We won't make you do it, Logan.
We just need like one of them truck stop window cleaners.
Yep.
That's all we need.
And guys, the two involved in the crash there, Kyle House, just the flat left front, looked at it real quick, should be a quick, easy fix. And then Corey Smith, you guys know the tail tank. And Kyle House, a rookie this year at the Chili Bowl, is 8th in BCRA midget points this year.
Thank you, Blake. Congratulations on your new getting muted record by Tyler, by the way. That's awesome.
Didn't take long.
No, 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll go for single digits tomorrow.
Believe in you.
Wire.
Austin Torgerson. Of course, Ashton, his brother, did a heck of a job last night. Career best 4th place finish in his prelim event in his outing with Keith Kunz Motorsports. Now Mount Stout for Austin, who had also a pretty good Tulsa shootout a couple of weeks ago. Here in this next hot lap session. 27G out on the racetrack. Steve Gresham out of Seymour, Indiana. His lights will come out, and maybe the yellow flag now comes back out. We've got one stopped on the back straightaway. We saw a little bit of Ty Gibbs out on the racetrack in that Monster Energy ride for Chad Bode and CB Industries Really excited to see what he could do. Looked really fast in Sunday's hot laps. As you take a look at Kevin Thomas Jr., 8 straight, by the way, A-main starts on Saturday for Kevin Thomas Jr. So sneaky consistent when it comes to KTJ. And of course, we saw the speed in the Alex Bowman Racing camp already. Yesterday, Briggs Danner looked awfully good, but unfortunately the cushion bit him early in that race. As you take a look at the 18K, I believe that was the one that stopped in the backstretch, Billy Rayburn out of Phoenix.
Talked about Billy in that loaded 7th heat race inside row number 4 coming up for him.
Connor Morrell, Bradenton, Florida driver. Saw him.
Spent some time in the Kubota High Limit Racing Series. Didn't make the full pole, but got a good portion of the season in.
Did so also in 2023 with Mark Daly, and it looks like he's
outside row 4 in that same 3rd heat race, so. (7W) Brendan Wisely, Sand Springs, Oklahoma, one of the locals who has had some moments of glory here inside the arena. Looking for a good run tonight. He's inside row number 2 of our 4th heat race. Next to him, that is the 11H, and that's Jory Hughes. Hughes starting in the 4th position in that same 4th heat race out of Tower, Minnesota.
And of course, Buddy Kofoid in that loaded heat number 3, going to start 5th. Here's Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Finally gets underway. Oh, look out, Ty Gibbs already looped it around. It is still pretty soupy, and I saw Ty struggling over here in 3 and 4, and comes to a stop, didn't hit anything, but it's got to be tough too as a rookie behind the wheel of a midget too when you have a racetrack like this, just trying to get going and not make a mistake.
Welcome to the Expo, Ty. Here's what it looks like when there is lots and lots of moisture in it, so.
No harm, no foul. Trying to get this one underway, get the track rolled in.
Lots of eyeballs on Ty here. Probably our most prominent rookie of today. Yesterday loaded with rookies, today a little bit slimmer as far as the new guys go, but at the same time, very few will draw more eyeballs than that 81.
Well, we were talking with Clint yesterday. It's like another 85 rookies this year. Like, where do we keep finding rookies like this? Unbelievable.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but they just keep coming every year.
All right, green flags out here in session number 2. Austin Torgerson to the top, 12.295. As you look at Ricky Thornton Jr. getting around some traffic. Still tiptoeing a lot around the bottom. Billy Rayburn and Kevin Thomas Jr. on your screen. KTJ.
You look at these lap times, they're a full half second or more slower than what they were yesterday at about the same time in the program. As Thornton Jr.'s got the fastest lap. Austin Torgerson heading up ramp.
Yeah, he pulled off too right before that yellow came out, so I'm not sure if something happened on the racetrack, but
we're gonna give him at least one more lap around here at speed. To the green we go. Anticipating a very quick checkered flag as well. Yeah, give him at least a couple of laps. Kevin Thomas Jr. continuing to peek his way around the inside groove here on a very hooked up Expo Raceway.
Logan, I can't imagine how many tear-offs you have stacked up on your helmet if you're in one of these early sessions.
Yeah,
probably going through all of them.
You could go through a lot on this racetrack right now. You know, you might go through 4 or 5 a lap in this scenario. Hopefully not. You can put yourself in a good spot. But if you get cars packed in front of you, yeah, you can go through 3, 4, 5 in one lap fairly easily. So
we're going to take a quick time out. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 is coming up next here on our broadcast coverage of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists and next-level printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's gotta be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Hey race fans, have you set your Dirt Draft lineup yet? Dirt Draft is the fantasy racing app you can download right on your phone. Pick a team of 5 drivers within your $100,000 salary cap, and the better they do, the better you do. You earn points to spend in the Dirt Draft speed shop for all kinds of cool stuff, from t-shirts and hats, race tickets and pit passes, or even a season pass to FloRacing. New subscribers even get a free Dirt Draft t-shirt. Download the Dirt Draft app now from the Apple app or Google Play Store.
Our third hot lap session is on the track here at the Expo Raceway. Chili Bowl Nationals, the 39th annual coverage of it, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing. As Chris Wilner is furiously studying his dirt draft.
It's tough. There's so many cars, and obviously with the racetrack we've seen, it's hard to tell who's fast. It's honestly going to come down to just heat race lineups and looking at it. I know you folks at home are locked in too, so I'm just determined to beat Kyler. Like, I can't let him sit atop those standings. Oh, and he's offering advice. Well, you know, I appreciate it, but I'm going to do it on my own. It's going to feel a lot better when I beat you on my own.
You're looking at Brian Peterson's 7Z, the Phantom chassis powered by a Honda out there. 96, we're used to seeing this guy. It's Cody Brewer in the 96 car. Brewer comes to us out of Oklahoma, Choctaw, in fact, in the Central Motorsports Spike with a Chevrolet. There is Mason Hannigan. Hannigan, the Hills Racing Spike with a Speedway Toyota. Very familiar Town Line Variety sponsorship that you see on the Miles Hills cars. So you can see Mason here taking after his dad, Randy, and continuing into an open-wheel career. Started to get really, really good in the micro, did Mason. So
He did,
now making the jump up to the midget world. Good
Tearing
to see.
it up in Indiana. They call him the Hurricane. So as we take a look at
Stevie Sussex.
Yeah. Old Stevie back here at the Chili Bowl.
Crown Jewel Racing Spike with an SR11X under it.
Sussex is going to go from 7th in heat race number 5, so decent opportunity for passing points. There's one of the second opinion cars out on the racetrack. Car number 2. Who's that?
ND.
Oh, 2ND.
Darren Kaufman,
right.
that's the hand control car.
That's right.
He is paralyzed, so all hand controls on the 2ND of Kaufman.
We got your guys' buddy out there. The pink
there he
water
is.
car.
There he's the man. Quentin Boyles goes 8th in the 5th heat race. So he's got an opportunity for some passing points coming up here.
Great spot to be in.
He was pretty confident after Sunday, too. We talked a little bit, and obviously on the broadcast. Really cool to see him always back at the Chili Bowl. And
I'm telling you, that's becoming trademark Boyles, the resting the left hand outside the dash.
Yeah, on the oil
Just
tank.
hanging on the oil tank.
Just cool.
He was doing it in the micro, but he didn't have anywhere to rest it, so he was just kind of like laying it up against the hood.
Yeah. Has the pink helmet, of course, for win. Minnie Mouse. All right, there is Thomas Meserol Again, in that EA Stealth motor with Tim Engler. We all know what happened last year. He had some colorful words if you read a couple of the articles previewing the Chili Bowl about that event last year. Hoping to avoid that.
Avanti Windows and Doors brought an interesting group of drivers. RJ Johnson is going to be the one going tonight, the non-wing ace out of Laveen, Arizona. RJ usually with his own fleet of midgets here. This year hired gun.
Hank Davis looking to go 3 in a row to lock in on Saturday night, 2023 prelim winner. Talk about a guy who has a bunch of confidence when he walks in this building, especially after that prelim win, but even before then, it's like this is home for Hank Davis, doesn't live too far down the road.
Gonna be fun to watch him jump into 410 sprint cars this year, run for Shannon Wheatley.
Yeah.
It's a good quality operation. Landon Brooks won in it early in the season and more than held his own when they took off and kind of got away from home and where they're used to. So interested to see what Hank can do together with Shannon. That is really good equipment.
Does that mean he's moving to the Northwest, or is Wheatley running in the Midwest?
They ran...
They come out a little
more, not the Northwest than that.
Right.
We saw him about 3-4 weeks or so, and then California, back, caught some Houston stuff, etc. So we hope to see him more than we saw Landon last year, but we'll take what we can get.
Green flag is out. Session 3, Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Take a look at Timez getting up to speed. Timez TV getting a lot of content this week. Saw him out there filming.
Saw the 22 G car of Jack France out there. That's another one of our BRISCA, the British Stock Car Drivers Association guys.
Caution's out, but Clinton Boyles just put her P1.
Hot lap hero.
That's right. Was it a couple years ago he put up some money for those that won hot laps?
Kyle Cummins ended up taking.
That's right.
It was a lot of money.
$1,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
Good little payday for him.
Yeah, not bad.
Cody Brewer pulls up and off. I usually have a bet or two going with Clinton too. Hey, if you could be fast through hot laps, I'll throw down $100. I haven't done well enough for the Hard Rock yet, though, to justify throwing down some money for him this week. Yet.
I was gonna say.
Yet.
All right.
Yet. Amongst your drivers, there is the 97L Brandon Lewis. Lewis, a Mount Stout entry. He is from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. As yellow lights turn to green here in the arena and back up to speed.
There's Darren Kaufman with the hand controls on the Second Opinion Auto 2ND. Their rookie last night, Luke Storer, put on a pretty good show. See if Darren can do so as you take back a look at Timez cutting his way through traffic. There's Garrett Williamson in that 6 car. Good to see Garrett back. 3 wins this year. Won a Knoxville 410 show. Saturday D-Main a year ago for Garrett.
Going Outlaw Racing coming up for Williamson. Rookie on the Outlaw Tour coming up in 2025. Hank Davis has got the fastest lap. You see him in screen right now, ripping the tear off. Of a 280.
Hank Davis quickest right now, 11.280. So, like you said, found the speed right there at the end.
Davis, Boyles, RTJ. Garrett Williamson in the 6G. Running forth quick, and then Buddy Kofoid sits in the 5th spot with more to come. Take a time out. We'll be back with Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 4 next here on our coverage of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing.
Since 2009, we have been working hard to give our customers a real advantage. Engineering starts by designing components using advanced 3D modeling software. We then manufacture prototypes, test them, race them, and refine them. Ultimately, turning these prototypes into better suspension components that make your race car faster. From concept to completion, we do it all under one roof in Brownsburg, Indiana. We take pride in every step of the process, from initial concept to putting the shipping label on your order. Our dedicated staff of racers is here to help you win. Everything we sell is backed by the best customer service in the industry.
Who's it gonna be? Evan Dempsey steals it here tonight.
Providing the motorsports industry with the finest transportation equipment for over 35 years. Offering an extensive range of new and pre-owned motor coaches, toter homes, race trailers, car haulers, and more. Flying A is proud to be a premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Intech, T&E, Bravo, C-Tech, and more. Visit FlyingAMotorsports.com to view current and on-order inventory.
Welcome back to the Chili Bowl. Midget Nationals presented or powered by NOS Energy Drink, and we've got a guy that just knows how to win. Super Dirt Car Champion, Ransomville Track Champion, 27 wins, 17 in a big block. You just win. Money Matt, but first time in a midget. Little bit odd track. Wet. How'd you feel, though?
I felt good there. I got behind Buddy for a few laps, and I felt like I was pretty decent. Didn't get out of the throttle and rotated pretty good. And then the caution come out, and I got stuck in a group of cars that I was lifting too early and getting up over the cushion tight. So the car feels really good. I feel like the car is probably better than what I'm driving it. And but yeah, stellar. It's really cool to be down here. Thanks to everybody that made it happen. It's quite the experience. It's an awesome race. If you've never been, you got to come down here.
What's it like? You come back, you get to chat with Keith Coons, go over the car, and Jay Drake, a USAC champion, kind of helping you out.
It's wild. You know, first time I went down to the shop, they were so welcoming that, you know, it makes you feel right at home. I mean, this is just kind of a one-off deal, and not sure if it will ever happen again in my lifetime. So I got to make the best of it. We're in a pretty stacked heat race. I think I'm rolling off fourth. So you need a little luck on your side on these deals, and I need a lot more than what other people do. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Money Matt with Keith Coons Motorsports, Kerb Agajanian, Caleb. Chris Morris somewhere pointing him forward tonight.
Is he there to teach you how to turn your microphone on before you?
He's getting there.
Okay, just checking. We need to check in with Flying Earl Hoon. Earl, what you got on the fly?
Yeah, guys, was able to catch up with Austin Torgerson there, and the nozzle going into the fuel injection, or maybe it's a fuel injection nozzle, is what popped off there, and he just said it just laid down on him, so that's the way he came in. But they were able to get back to the pit area, take the hood off the car, look, and they found a nozzle which was knocked off the fuel injection.
Thank you, Earl. Yeah, good find. If you're going to find something like that, better be in hot laps. Couldn't imagine if that happened rolling down the ramp and on track for a heat race. There's Kaylee Bryson. We mentioned what a great season she had running the Abacus Racing 57. Also had a pretty impressive shootout. Saw her in an A main.
It's a good team she's got around her, and she's still leaning on Sammy Swindell for some information. A lot of chats between them. Saw that they were watching practice on Sunday together, and I'm sure where she can still lean on him for some information she can is, hey, who better than the guy with the most golden drillers here in the arena, right?
No kidding. Brenham Crouch, the Texan. Look at those colors.
Logan sits over there with a knowing smile on that one. Hey, you know, when you got Sammy available to you, why not, right?
Why not?
Yeah, tough to not, you know, if you got him in your corner, tough to not lean on him for information. Obviously, not only won more than anybody, but probably attended and raced more than anybody here. So, yeah, pretty unbelievable that he's still going, still doing it. And, man, he actually looked really good, I thought.
We talked about that yesterday.
Maybe better than he's looked in
Clinton
5
was like,
years plus.
Exactly. And, you know, there's nothing, I know it's a new car for him, nothing super out of sorts in terms of unique and customized, but it's clean and it was fast and he was ripping.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was a tricky racetrack, and he was smashing pretty hard. So.
Yeah. I will bet you, and you might be able to speak to this a little bit, Logan, the difference going from a spike to a ripper and going to Dokel on the tubing probably makes that car flex pretty significantly different.
Yeah, I would assume it makes a lot of difference. I've run, you know, back in the Boss days where Flea was still building them, I was running Bosses, and he had a Doku car then, and I ran it at one point, and then I actually ended up running a few races in Flea's Rippers a few years later. But yeah, every little thing's different. You can get two of the same car and they're different. So when you really change cars, completely, not only how they're built, but the tubing and the material that they're made out of. Yeah, I mean, everything is different, really. That's the heart of your car there, obviously, is the chassis. And when you change every piece on it, it's gonna make a big difference. But I think, yeah, like we talked about, he looked as solid as he's looked in a long time yesterday.
Good thing to build on. Did you get a look? Brad Sweets, the Kubota High Limit Racing Series champion, out of the track to rip some laps.
3 years since we've seen him here at the Chili Bowl. A little struggle yesterday in the Racing Champions, but good to have the big cat back. There's Cameron Key, cousin to Clinton Boyles, the TKH Motorsports 21. He's trying to make another Saturday A main event.
Did you catch in some of the publicity leading up to this that Cousin Cameron is a nickname that's now sticking?
Yes.
Cousin Cameron. Love it.
Also, there's 3 members of the Boyles family tree racing tonight with Clinton Cameron and, of course, Hunter Sternberg. Yep.
So look, Landon Brooks in the 57. Brooks got the pole coming up in heat race number 8. Yeah, very successful year this last season. As you get a look at another one of the high rollers and Brenham Crouch, 13th on the field right now in dirt track hot laps.
Brenham, a former IRA sprint champion. As you take a look at Cameron Key, who now sits atop dirt draft hot laps, 11.244.
That kid, Cameron. Nice lap.
Brad Sweet, Hank Davis, Clinton Boyles, and Landon Brooks, top 5. So
Zach Dahm was out there. Didn't get a chance to talk about him now in the 7U ride. That is a guy that over his career here in this building has just been a podium machine on Tuesday nights. Like, the number of years that you could count on Zach Dahm locking into Saturday's show, and especially back when it was 3 deep, was absolutely huge. Let's take a time and let's go up top. We've got a K1 Race Gear interview with Earl Hoon.
Yeah, I got pole sitter of heat race number 2, Alex Karpowitz, here with me, and we were just talking here. You're really paying attention to the screen up above, and your heat race is coming up very quickly. So what kind of changes do you have to make to this car to try to get that very important heat race win?
Yeah, so we went out there for hot laps. Track was very slimy. We went second overall in our group. Best I felt all week. It was a pretty stacked up racetrack. Couldn't get a clean racetrack. Going into heat race, we're going to be starting on the bottom. Hopefully get a good start and keep her down there and just come home with that heat race win.
Now, for the fans at home that may not know, at the age of 13, you were diagnosed with scoliosis, right? You were in multiple surgeries to where you have multiple rods and pins all the way from the cervical area of your spine down to the lumbar area, right? Do you get back pain a lot, or are you feeling pretty good? Do you put extra padding in your seat? Walk me through the process of how you get prepared to race, especially with being diagnosed with scoliosis.
Yeah, so I definitely have a lot of cushion in my seat. I have a lot less pain now after the surgery than I did before the surgery. It was pretty uncomfortable. Really, I'm comfortable. I forget I even have it most days until we're doing stuff like this and I'm reminded. But I go by nickname Mr. Titanium because of titanium in my spine. And other than that, I mean, I just live my life like everyone else.
What a feel-good story here, guys, about Alex Karpowitz. Like we said, he'll start on pole in heat race number 2.
Thank you, Earl. Cool story, and good to see Alex here at the Chili Bowl as we take a look at the 321. This is our final heat race, our final hot lap session and final heat race number 9. That is Chad Winfrey, Gladstone, Missouri native.
Chad did that cool thing this last year where at the Tulsa Shootout, he put up money in for race number 321 once again.
Yeah,
that's right. Extra bucks for that. So that was nice of him to do. He is one of the veterans here in the arena. You may never see him off the bottom groove, but that's fine. That is more than okay. 50C, that's Dane Culver from Riverside, California. So we will only have one group of cars out here. Heat race number 9 gets their own hot lap session. Culver running the 50C, a rookie this year. His own car. It's a Brecca chassis with a Van Dyne W9 Mopar power in that thing. Cool.
73, Hunter Schoenberg, 100% is there. Back here at the Chili Bowl, and Hunter's had several good runs here in this building in the past, and it seems like there's ups. It's kind of been a roller coaster, but in 16 attempts, He's still looking for that first A main start. Saturday be his best.
One of those things Hunter has going with him, and especially with this group, is that not necessarily so much in the midget, but he did race with Jimmy May a decent amount this year in sprint car stuff. Came out to the West Coast. I want to say they came up for Dirt Cup. They did, and paired up together. So good to see that. JFM XXX with a one-way Chevrolet power in it, and Hunter Schurenberg at the helm here for the Chili Bowl.
Saw Adam Trimble in that 5 car. Adam Trimble, the 5A at Pueblo, Colorado. The Matika Hefner Racing Link Stanton Mopar.
Jeff Hefner ran 305s around Colorado for a long time and kind of stepped out of the driver's seat for a bit, but from what I read off his Facebook, wanted to stay involved, and they got this midget operation together, and they've been really happy with it here so far. So looking for good results, looking to surprise some people here tonight.
Yeah. Brant Twitty's a rookie here at the Chili Bowl. The Spike Speedway Toyota.
Saw him a lot at the Tulsa Shootout over the years for Twitty, so just a natural step up in the progression of his racing career.
Make that an S-Slinger, actually. Couldn't see that.
It's a sharp-looking car, too, with the black, white, and blue, but lines that aren't necessarily all congruent. I like it. Add in the 25 car. I want to say that's 25J. Is that Nathan Moore? It is.
So. Yep.
Moore, 25J. That is a rookie. Self-owned car. Spike, it's an Ecotech motor, so that'll be one of the self-starting machines that you'll see out here in the field.
Colton Hardy, a guy Logan Stevie knows a little bit, helps crew on his midget, but also here driving the 44 car. Colton had a pretty good Tulsa Shootout as well. Missed out just barely on a couple feature starts.
So only 8 cars on the track here for this hot lap session.
Colton running for Corey Motorsports, yep. Hey, by the way, there's also a Chili Bowl best looking car contest that's going on.
Yes.
I can't imagine that Logan's is probably going to be right there up on the top. The purple belts, dude, that's a nice touch.
Yeah. Chef's kiss.
It's a full effort on that thing. Obviously, they've got all the details properly done, and always looks good, but it looks extra good this year.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of purple. I always had purple cars growing up, so it's kind of cool to be here with a purple car.
Yeah. Certainly can't miss it as our final Dirt Draft Hot Lap session's underway. Look at Culver and Nathan Moore on the outside here. Track finally starting to work in the inside, but boy, they get off the bottom and you're still in a lot of that real soupy loose stuff. There's Hunter Schurenberg.
For these guys, the racetrack is going to be pretty drastically different looking by heat race number 9. Schurenberg, 4th quick overall, though, so able to cut some pretty good speeds.
Trying to get around Adam Trimble, but if he got around this traffic, I would expect him to maybe put down another good lap, but that'll do it.
So Cameron Key, best overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. You guys have about 23 minutes or so to lock in your lineups. Brad Sweet, Hank Davis, Hunter Schurenberg, Clinton Boyles. It's a family affair in the top 5. Look at that. All 3 of the family members top 5 up in there.
That's
nice.
pretty cool.
Wonder if they threw some money down in between them who would throw down the best lap. Never know. All right, so lock in your dirt drafts. Get on in. Find out who's providing value for you guys, as you have about 23 minutes or so before opening ceremonies, and once heat race hits, you'll have no ability to do it anymore. Again, sign up. We'll get you just a free t-shirt, so go ahead and do it at dirtdraft.com. Up top we go. Blake Anderson with the K1 Race Gear interview. Blake.
Landon Brooks, you were talking about him a little bit earlier. Landon, new ride for you this year. Congratulations. Where can we expect to see you this year?
I'm just going to be, right around California, and I'll run, most of all the NARC stuff and the outlaw stuff on the California swing. And, we have about 32 races, mostly 410 stuff, besides Trophy Cup and stuff like that. So you'll kind of find me around there. Maybe I'll sneak out to Pennsylvania here and there if I can. But I'll be right around California this year.
What's it like working in this Matt Wood Motorsports campus? It's just littered with guys that have A main starting experience on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's badass. We're all just a bunch of sprint car guys that come out here and run, one sprint car race or one midget race a year. And, Shane ran really well last night, and he runs really, really well every year. So it's pretty cool to, come out here and for only running one race a year to be as competitive as we are.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Landon Brooks, Caleb Hart, he's a guy that we saw win at Skagit Speedway this May.
Week number 3 in Car-Mart USA 410 competition. Landon Brooks, the winner for the Wheatley team. Good to hear he'll be on the West Coast and hopefully get to see him a decent amount. Got a really good ride with Mountwood Racing here this week, and we'll see how well he does. Well, guys, you can catch a ton here on FloRacing, including, I don't know, stuff at Skagit Speedway like the Dirt Cup we just told you about, but you get every Lucas Oil late model dirt series race here on Flow. The first 5 events of the year up on your screen is heck, just starting in a couple of days from now. They go to the Golden Isle Speedway from the 17th through the 19th. That is Friday through Sunday. The Super Bowl of racing. You'll catch it all right here on Flow. Followed up by Alltech Raceway, the Wheeling Winter Nationals, January 30th through February 1st. They continue on at Okla Speedway February 4th through the 8th. And then off into Ohio, the Buckeye Spring 50 at Atomic Speedway March 21st, and the Indiana Icebreaker at Brownstown Speedway. That is coming up on March 22nd. So doubleheader, Ohio and Indiana, 21st and 22nd, the first 5 events of the year for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and you'll find them all here on Flow. Going to take a time out, come back, understand opening ceremonies are only about 11 minutes away, so you're going to have to go even faster on your dirt draft lock-ins. We are back with opening ceremonies and more coming up next as you watch our live coverage of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink, here on FloRacing.
From the innovators behind Stag Motorsports, Stagco, and Stag Insurance comes Wedge Carts by Stag Unlimited. Hand-built in the USA, our custom wedge frames deliver unmatched speed, agility, and pure driver skill. Wedge Carts, high performance, hand-built, American-made.
This year, we actually get to race.
These guys are sprint car drivers, stock car drivers, drifters. Here, they're going to drive something that requires a different sense of discipline.
It's a group of 12 guys who are really good at driving race cars.
Team NOS Zero Sugar. Team NOS Original.
Team Sonic Sour. Team GT Grape.
We're not sure how these cars are going to drive.
Let's go racing.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on Earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists and Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's got to be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Race Car Engineering, 800-882-7231.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
For 45 years of experience, Buzzy Racing has mastered the art of drivetrain specialties, spanning from dirt to asphalt tracks. You're not just a customer, but a valued member of our family. embraced by the tradition and passion embedded in every Buzzy build. We cover everything from rebuilding and selling drivetrain components, offering custom Buzzy parts, steering box services, and ensuring top-notch maintenance and support for braking systems. We are committed to excellence in helping racers maintain a competitive edge on the track. Get it Buzzy built.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
Well, as you take a look at the Flying A Motorsports pit cam from the back, getting busier on a Tuesday afternoon here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Night number 2 of the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing. It is Warren Cat qualifying night in the building. I'm Caleb Hart, Chris Welder, and Logan Seavey joining us in the booth tonight. Well, guys, the draw, ultra important for everything that goes on. And guys, they get a little bit weird about the draw. Some love to draw for themselves. Some won't do it. They got to hire somebody else. And today we got a prime example of someone else saying, no, you do the draw for me, as Team Ez handed over responsibility for his draw to one Heavy Lunch, Tyler Burnett. Here's the video.
Second night of the Chili Bowl. Was it Tuesday, Team Ez?
It is Tuesday.
Team Ez is going to let me draw for him today. That's a lot of pressure.
No pressure. That takes all the pressure off of me.
All right. So what do we do?
Well, so this is where I find out who I'm racing with, because I haven't looked at any sheets. I don't give a shit who I'm racing with, but this is a good like Ricky RTJ's here. Let's see, JR, John, man, that's a tongue twister. RTJ and then JR. Who else we got? Corbin Ruschenberg switched to Tuesday. Who's that?
Jonathan Beeson right there.
Beeson right there. Beeson's a
he's one that you and Beeson are definitely on my dirt draft team.
There's some good ones. I think Brad Sweet running tonight. KTJ, Buddy Kofoid. It's gonna be a good night, you know. And all I gotta do is run 5th, and that puts me in a really good spot. So no pressure to win. We're gonna go try to run 5th, and if we have a good race car going forward.
Do you want to start towards the back of the heat for passing points, or what do you want?
It's the luck of the draw. I really don't give a shit. Yeah.
Let's do it. Do we have to get a transponder and some tape, or?
We might have to get a transponder after, but honestly, it doesn't matter where you start. Last year I started really deep, but we were in the first heat, and so I was just, I got to 4th, and I almost killed it trying to get there. So, you know, if we start 3rd, great. If we start on the front row, great. If we start in the back, we're going to be great.
That's better for Team Ez. The back is better for Team Ez.
Yes, the back is better for Team Ez. The back is better for Flo to have Team Ez in the back.
Blake Anderson's up here, Tony Bachhoven, Lynn Hayward, all the people that are, these people have been doing this for 15 years of the Chili Bowl probably?
Oh yeah, the heart of the sport, really.
Blake Anderson.
For me. So we're gonna, I usually go to the bottom and feel around, but you know, you do it however you like.
What about a 70? 70? 3/4 of the way through? All right, Team Ez wins tonight. It's because of me. It was because of me.
Thank you very much, and thank you guys for watching back home. Exciting night of racing tonight.
Did you see all the celebrities in that video beyond Heavy Lunch and Team Ez? As Blake makes the video, Bachhoven's in there, Randy Ward is in there, Sean in the Dirt is in there.
Yeah.
Northwest #1 podcaster. That was awesome.
I tell you what, I give Team Ez credit. Now, granted, he's pretty calm, cool, and collected, whatever. But Logan, I don't know about you, bud. I'm not letting anybody pick except for me.
You'd be surprised, man. I don't care either way. Sometimes I show up to the track late and my guys have drawn or USAC's yelling at us or whatnot, but I go up most of the time. Like I said, sometimes I'm in my merch trailer doing something else, so somebody draws for me, and I couldn't care less what it is. It's, you know what I mean? It's not, there's nothing you can do to control it.
Yeah.
But like guys like Buddy Kofoid, every time he comes anymore now when he comes to USAC races, but in the past too, like he never drew for himself. His crew chief always went and drew for him every single night. He wouldn't even know where he was at till the driver's meeting, and he would just see where he went to qualify. You know, it's like some guys are super crazy about it, and then like I said, it all works out in the end. You know, when you run whatever 80, 90 races with USAC a year and you draw, like it's all gonna come out. You know, it all works out.
That is a USAC show where you do get a chance to qualify, though, so you still have your fate in your hands for the most part, as opposed to you're into your heat race, and sometimes your draw can really, really hose you.
That's definitely, like, you know, having heat one, you got a lot of good guys here lined up on the bottom inside road. You know, you get, you know, Nick Drake or Darren Knight on the back of this heat race with a lot of good guys starting on the bottom. It's going to be hard to, you know, come past good cars on a really fast racetrack. So, there's certainly things that can affect it.
Thankful for so many blessings. Thankful for the drivers, the owners, the crew members, the workers here at the track, for the fans, all that give of their time and their talents that we can enjoy this sport. So tonight, Lord, we ask for your blessing on this place, your blessing on each driver. Give them safe racing. Lord, we want to thank you for the country that allows us to enjoy this. We ask for your continued blessing on it. So this evening, as we enjoy this, may we never take our eye off the real mark, the prize that awaits us with you in heaven. Keep us safe, Lord. We thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Whitaker. We greatly appreciate that. And if you will, please remain standing. And a big Tulsa Expo Chili Bowl Nationals welcome back to our dear friend, the Whistler, Mr. Andrew Parker, for the national anthem.
Thank you.
Mr. Andrew Parker, give him a warm round of applause. Thanks so much. Always great to have you back to kick things off here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Warren Cat qualifying night number 2 coming at you. You ready to go racing?
Oh, well, the first ever graduate of the Blake Anderson School for Kids Who Want to Whistle Good. Love it.
Yeah, talented. How about that? Flying A Motorsports Pit Cam, we finally have cars ready to go down the ramp for our first of 9 heat races. Before we get cars on the racetrack, I see Big Earl and Blake Anderson down there. Guys, what do you have?
Nothing but goosebumps, to be honest with you, after that great rendition we heard for the national anthem.
Incredible.
Just gets better every year, man.
Agreed.
So, Blake, now it's our time to let the fans know of who we think are the drivers going to be watched here for night number 2.
You first. Lead us off.
All right, I'm going to go with KTJ, Kevin Thomas Jr. Got a couple wins with the United States Auto Club last year. His best finish in his prelim night was second, I believe, back in 2022. He is very consistent in this building. And my other one is the rookie, Ty Gibbs. He looked very good in the practice sessions a couple days ago. Had a little bit trouble in today's warm-up sessions, but he's starting to figure things out. And I'm going to say, keep your eye on Ty here tonight.
I got to go shout out to Chris Moore. 27 wins. We talked to him earlier. Matt Williamson, so impressive is Matt Williamson. And the guy's just a race car driver, and that's what you need here. Just be a race car driver. Other one, Landon Brooks, guy I just talked to. Gasser, California, 410 winner, new to 410s this past season. Very impressive. And I'm going to throw you a curveball, Earl. Third one, certified Gasser here. Third in USAC Western State Midget points, Dane Culver, 50C. Under the radar, keep an eye on Dane Culver.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to teach Blake Anderson the rules of only picking 2 drivers.
Well, I told you, curveball.
He never follows.
I know,
Dad's already mad at us. But anyway, guys, this is the time. It is go time. Heat race is coming up next. We're going to have all the great coverage up here at the top of the ramp.
Blake, you said curveball. That's the thing those Yankees can't hit, right?
Exactly.
Okay, just check.
That's not nice. That's not nice. Kill him.
Well, Chris Moore is standing right there. We'll drop more of those jokes tomorrow.
Okay,
All right.
excellent.
But
That
guys,
works.
it's go time. We're ready to go up.
We're
top.
stoked,
ready.
man. We're going to have a bunch of fun here on the broadcast today. Again, this is a night that we've seen 2 different winners last 3 years, both of them competing ready to go tonight between Hank Davis and Buddy Kofoid, and a loaded and diverse rest of the field here on a Tuesday with a racetrack that should be conducive to some very fun racing action. It was last night, so looking forward to it. It's going to start with a very good heat race number 1, which is due up first. 74 cars, and again, the idea is to score enough points here to make the top 40. Top 40 locks into qualifiers. We're working on a passing points format. The easiest way to figure this out is it's 100 points to win if you start first, and then you gain 5 points for every position back of first that you stop to win the heat race. So 105 if you start second, 110 if you start third, 115 if you start fourth, etc., and so on. There's a wonderful chart that shows you all of the scoring, and it is on at Wakapedia _ WALKAPEDIA _ He has got up-to-date lineups, unofficial but mostly real-time scoring, plus the chart if you want to score at home. Again, the source is at Wakapedia on X or Twitter, whatever the heck you want to call it these days. I don't care. So follow that, watch it and through. We'll try to keep you up to date in real time for your top point scorers off the heat race. You make the top 40, you're into the qualifier. You make the top 24, you make the invert for the qualifier. So 2 separate numbers within there. And you are looking at Tuesdays, years past, Chris. What are kind of the scoring matrices and thresholds we're trying to hit here?
Yeah, so to make that top 40 just to get into the qualifier and to avoid running a D or C main tonight, you're looking at about 72.5 points has been about the average for Tuesday. So to put that in retrospective, if you go 1-to-1, so let's say in first heat race here, you've got Troy Betts who's going to win it, let's say from the pole, it's 100 points. So you're well within that threshold to make the qualifier.
Typically row 2 of a qualifier.
Correct.
If you go 1-to-1.
We saw yesterday guys even falling back 5 to 6 or even 4 to 5 as well, making qualifiers. What we really want to look at is, like you mentioned, that invert, that top 24 for the qualifier. Put yourself in a really good starting spot to gain points and possibly lock in. That's at 91.8. So that's a little bit lower than we saw, or a little bit higher, I should say, than we saw yesterday.
89 is what we were at yesterday to make the qualifier invert?
87. 87, yeah, because Dylan missed it by 1. He was at 84.5. So, yeah. So, again, it's going to be a little higher. Granted, more cars, more opportunities to pass, but also an opportunity if you don't get in the qualifier, have issues to be buried.
It's interesting, too, how it all breaks out. Sometimes you've got a big clump of guys all in that low 100 range like we had before. Yeah. Other nights, you got a bunch of guys scoring in the 120s and the 110s, etc. Didn't quite have that last night, but it is a whole new night tonight. Let's take a look at the guys competing here in Heat Race 1. Troy Betts, World's tallest midget driver, starts on the pole of this one from Newark, Delaware in the B&G Garage 22. It is Tom Harris from Banbury, Oxford, UK, the 84K outside of him. Gunnar Setzer and Kyle Hawes make up row number 2. Corbin Ruschenberg and Billy V in row 3. Nick Drake buried in row 4 next to veteran Kevin Bayer. Darren Nida double buried, start 9th in this one. 9 cars, 8 laps, 100 plus points on the line here for our winner.
Caleb Hart.
Blake, what's up, buddy?
Chris Moore just went to the crowd to watch because Troy Betts on the pole, a 305 winner at Chris Moore's New Egypt Speedway last summer.
Ooh. Troy pretty good in a 360 sprint car as well. He's been a United Racing Club competitor with the wings on out on the East Coast for many years. His dad, Dave Betts, one of the nicest guys in motorsports, so nice to have Troy back with us. Been a long-time competitor here at the Chili Bowl. I think he has been at all 9 that I have done.
Yeah,
so.
At least, if not more, for sure. Well, Logan, first heat race. If you're a Nick Drake, Darren Nida, maybe even a Corbin Ruschenberg, what's the game plan? Because you know it's pretty much going to be locked down here.
Yeah, you're going to have to, just take them when you can get them. It's going to be hard to really maneuver around other cars. I mean, I think you're just going to have to pass guys really when they get tight. So really the only opportunity you have. It's building a little cushion there in the middle, but I'd assume you're going to see guys down on the bottom for most of this heat race until, probably 3, 4, 5. So, heat 3, 4, 5. So I totally expect, whoever can get the jump on this start is going to be really, really huge. So, Troy Betts can get out front. He'll have a good shot at this one, but Tom Harris from the outside, if he gets a good start, he's going to be really tough as well.
He's shown some speed here in the arena. Let's find out what happens. First heat of the night, ready to go.
Troy Betts, Tom Harris, passing points starting here with the drop of the initial green, and we're underway. Contact already, and how about this? Except that's going to go back because there goes Tom Harris upside down. And our first flip of the night. Yeah. By the way, those keeping track at home, 13 flips on the Chili Bowl so far, including Saturday morning. And that is number 1 for Tuesday.
Mostly looks good. Maybe a spot left rear. Looks like we got an instant replay here.
Ibach brings you the instant replay, and we have seen that wreck more than a few times. Left front trying to get over our right rear.
Yeah, they banged wheels down the front stretch, and then when Troy, looked like Gunnar and Troy got together, and Tom was just right there on the outside. The car actually may be okay. Maybe.
Well, Brian Ward, we're putting your walking boots on early. What you see?
I see they just got this car turned around. There's a little bit of mud packed inside the left rear wheel here. That might be a little bit of a concern right there at the bead to see if that stays sealed up at the bead, but everything else looked good. They're ready to fire that car back off.
Thank you, Brian. Harris flying the sponsorship from Skegness Raceway in Skegness, United Kingdom. Short tarmac oval racing circuit used for stock car, banger racing, and formerly Greyhounds.
Wow.
I don't know what a banger division is, but I want it.
You're going to have to see a huge run here out of Tom Harris from the back of this one.
Changes up the front row as now, looks like Kyle Hawes is shuffled forward. Again, passing points calculated from the drop of the initial green, so Hawes is already being given credit for a 4-2 run if nothing changed from here.
And that's critical, too, in these early heat races. I mean, it's always easier to give them or to get positions you're given rather than to have to go get them. So
pulls up a point for basically everybody that was back from second forward.
Yeah, you'll take those anytime you can get them. So
100%. So now Gunnar Setzer now inside of row number 2.
And Troy Betts gets a way better launch into turn number 1. Green lights are on around the arena. It'll be Betts and Setzer leading them into turn number 3. Setzer a little tight, gathers her back together, trying to break down low. We'll have to try it again.
Oh, there's contact there deep in the field. Drake was battling Kevin Bayer. Darren Nida squeaked through from the tail. Another couple looks courtesy of Ibach.
Oh
yeah.
Chain reaction there. Looked like Kevin Bayer was trying to get back to the bottom.
Take a look. I think it might have messed up Bayer's exhaust.
I was about to say it bent that all the way outside the Nerf bar. I'd be curious to see. Hopefully it didn't cut Nick Drake's right rear tire.
Looks up for now. Yeah, that started off at turn 2. Looked like Bayer come across Nick Drake's nose, and Drake kind of got him turned up in the fence and tried to drive back to the bottom, and Bayer was protecting the bottom, and they came together for a second time there in, just a few hundred feet.
Bayer's still out there running.
Yeah.
Car is still moving. Question is when he gets up to speed in that is...
Yeah, if it's pinched any, that could definitely affect power. Looks like it's not. Just looks like it's bent out. So as long as it's not broken anywhere or anything like that, he should be fine. Just maybe get hit again by another car is a real issue.
You remember earlier on the drive in, Chris, we were talking about some of those guys with really long exhausts. Well, Bayer's got one of them, albeit down the left-hand side of that car, as that thing stretches almost all the way to the left rear tire under normal circumstances.
It's been blowing a lot of flames and popping, so it's definitely not happy about the exhaust situation at the moment. So I'd be impressed if it didn't get hit by another car as far as it's sticking.
Well, he's outside row number 3 now, so if it can live, he wants it to. Let's give this a third try. We're underway again. Betts into the corner, leading Setzer, and Setzer with Ruschenberg tucking into third. Billy V in the 25 coming after him. There's Ruschenberg down low, muscling up on Setzer. Trying to push him out of lane. Setzer right on the back of Troy Betts, gunning for the lead down the back straightaway.
That was a really good recovery for Gunnar Setzer. Elbows up, little contact. Gunnar Setzer to the point. Nearly fell back to 4th. Now takes the lead from Troy Betts. Corbin Ruschenberg now battling Troy for that 2nd spot. Here comes Nick Drake from the back, getting around Darren Knight. As you look at Tom Harris underneath Kevin Bayer with that whacked out exhaust.
So Harris trying to climb from the back, as is Drake. Drake finding the middle of the racetrack and finding momentum coming up on the back of Harris as they will work for position number 5, 6, 7, and 8 in your screen right now as we are halfway through this heat race.
There's something up there. Nick Drake's making it happen. A little bit of problems for Troy Betts, who just dropped a handful of positions, but Nick Drake's trying to get the 55 to roll the outside. He's working on Tom Harris here, and just ahead of them is Billy V.
Billy V coming into striking distance as Drake up and over and into the fluffy stuff. Harris holds him off for now. 2 more laps around here at the Expo Raceway.
So tricky right there what Nick Drake's doing. You have to be so close to a right rear. It's on the verge of real danger there. You catch it at right rear just wrong one time, or the guy in front of you pushes up, you're gone. But it looks like Gunnar Setzer gonna cruise to this one. Easy 3-1 for him, and a great start to his Chili Bowl.
Absolutely, 3-1, courtesy now of 110 points. So we saw 110 after the heat races yesterday solidify a top 10 spot. Darren Knight didn't make up anything, as you pointed out. Thankfully, I changed my dirt draft, so thank you, Logan Seavey. Owe you a gift later, but there's your look at your unofficial results. Gunnar Setzer getting the first heat race win. Good run for Corbin Ruschenberg, though, 5-2.
It's worth 108 for him, so just really solid off that inside row. Setzer and Ruschenberg.
Billy V 6-3, and then Tom Harris. I don't know if 2-4 is going to get him in on a night like tonight or not, but great rebound, really.
It's worth 76. That would have last night. It makes a qualifier last night, but he's definitely going to have to scramble from there.
Now a 7-5 for Nick Drake. Don't think it's going to be enough. 82, average is about 84, so it's going to be real close.
To get in a qualifier?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's such a big difference. If you can sneak in that back of a qualifier, if you have a bad day, but you just happen to sneak in, now you got to hope. You got hope. You go, whatever, 9-3 or something. Now you're back in the hunt. But if you're in the C, it's like that last cutoff. Pole to C is obviously really
Billy
bad.
V 6-3 for 101. Nice
6-3.
run for him.
Yeah, great heat race.
Already better scoring after the first heat than we saw out of a lot of heat races last night. And again, it changes night to night. We come to expect that here inside the Expo as we get ready for our second of 9 heat races here on Warren Cat qualifying night. But first, K1 Race Gear interview with Earl Hoon Jr.
Columbus, Indiana native Gunnar Setzer here with me. A 3-1 run there. Nice job on getting that heat race win.
Yeah, I know we kind of had to do that. Set ourselves up for a good weekend. I'm really glad we got to do that after those first 2 starts. We had a really good first start and just was really demotivated after seeing that first caution. I know I'd get it back again, but I need to thank MTM, the Cure Starts Now Professional Concrete, linked by Driven Midwest, Stan for giving me this good engine, my dad, Logan, Kevin, for giving me this opportunity to run this car. And then just everybody support me, my mom, my sister. Everybody came out here to help me.
Gunnar Setzer, guys, getting the first heat race of the night win. Logan Seavey, I do have a question for you. With going out there and winning the first heat race, how closely are you going to watch this track develop and these other heat races develop?
Yeah, I mean, that's, for one, just a big sigh of relief. You know, that's a tough spot to be in. Third on heat 1, you gotta make moves, and man, such big nerves for your Chili Bowl heat race. Your whole week relies on this, and you know, you have a bad heat, and your week could be nearly over. So, first of all, yeah, you just have a nice sigh of relief, and you got yourself in a good position for the qualifiers. But yeah, you're definitely going back, working on your car, watching the races, seeing what the track's doing. You know, being in heat 1, it's going to change drastically before we get to heat 9, and then I think there's C mains before the qualifiers even.
Yes.
So then you get C mains and track work. So you really never really know what you're going to get thrown, but you just kind of keep an eye on what's going on. And yeah, you just got to know how you feel about your race car. If you feel good about it, and you can make some easy changes, and then great. But if maybe you snuck out a heat win, but you still don't feel good, then you're going back and you're you know, you're swinging at it.
Yeah. Heat race number 2 out on the racetrack. Alex Karpowicz in the 97W on the pole. To the outside of him, Jason Bennett. Then it's Brando Banyan and Brandon Maddox in row number 2. Mitch Fabish and Jake Buback in row number 3. Corey Smith, Adam Bolliard in row number 4 with Riley Kreisel, former Warsprit champ, rounding out your field. And I do want to correct myself. Nick Drake, we were talking about maybe missing the cutoff. That'll be for the invert for sure. Invert yesterday was at 87.
Yep.
84 is not good enough. He should be well into a qualifier.
Gotcha.
Well, get a look at the BR Motorsports.
Numbers, it's tough to keep track.
Numbers are hard. We get that. BR Motorsports Ignitioneering look up through turn 4 and turn 3. Got to mention that the start-finish line in the fourth quarter is brought to you by Precision Concrete. The caution flag when it comes out. Yellow lights on right now around the racetrack. Those are the Raising Cane's caution lights. Big fan. And your red flag when it does fly is from Honest Abe Roofing. The guys from Stidda are watching along, helping keep motorsports a little bit safer. Thanks, guys, for watching along to our coverage here on FloRacing today.
Be curious to see, for those a little bit farther back in this one, like Brandon Maddox, Jake Buback, who you see on your screen. We saw Nick Drake try the top. If you're right there, like Logan, you were saying, really kind of sketchy up on the right rear tire, you can make time, but the question is, what's the risk versus reward? Because we know what the risk is, and that's probably jumping a right rear and going up and over.
Yeah, he was making time up there, really. I was impressed with Heat 1 to already be moving up, but I think we saw that last year, too. I think with these harder tires, it allows you to move around a little bit right from the beginning of the heat races, and it makes it really good. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I was slightly impressed even there that he was able to make some speed up the racetrack. And but yeah, you're watching closely that car in front of you, because they slip up a couple inches. That's the difference in your whole week. So it's like I said, you got to go, no doubt, but you can't catch a right rear and end your week early.
Guys, that was Brando Banyan we saw up in the work area there, and that might change our initial lineup. Brian, I hear you live in the infield. What's up?
Sorry, Caleb. Yeah, I came over here to the work area to see O'Banion and talked to one of the crew members. They said, we think he just got hit in the rear and it killed the car. They looked over real quick and said, push him back out. It refired. He's tagging the field.
Well, he's starting 9th now as opposed to 3rd in this, so shuffle up the inside row from what their original starting spot was. Riley Kreisel's going to pick up an entire spot from 9 to 7. However, he'll be credited with a 7th place starting spot as Karpowicz leads him to green.
And quickly we go under the yellow as Smith loses it around in turn number 2. Corey Smith out of Kokomo, Indiana, in the Josh Hawkins 80.
IBOC replay for you, Chris, coming into the corner, and turn 1's got awfully messy.
It has, second time already, and just trying to fight for a little bit of real estate that really wasn't there.
Is that a pirate flag flying off the Mitch Fabish car?
I was trying to look at it too. We saw it yesterday or on Sunday in Hot Laps, and I meant to go check it out. But
I think that's the All Blacks flag.
Is it?
That's,
oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the New Zealand rugby.
There we go.
Yeah. So
a lot of Kiwis right now really excited for the All Blacks.
Yeah, I'm sure they're loving that shout out. So cool for him to fly that flag over there. We go over to I just came from New Zealand, race with Mitch. We go over there and fly the American flag, and the Aussies usually fly the Aussie flag. So it's kind of a cool little deal he's got going on, flying that All Blacks flag. So I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure everyone back in New Zealand's pretty excited to see that there.
Mitch Fabish, a rookie from Te Awamutu. Te Awamutu, New Zealand.
Say that 3 times fast.
Te Awamutu, Mudu. It's a U on the end. Te Awamutu, New Zealand.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close.
I'm getting there.
Try it again with Alex Karpowicz and Jason Bennett, your front row. And this time under the green flag as they jockey for position in 1 and 2. Much cleaner this time on the bottom, although Bennett got stuck. Shuffled back a couple spots on the outside. And how about Jake Buback? Already up to 3rd, looking for 2nd here on lap number 2.
Jake Buback sneaking around the low side, scoring points, and Karpowicz close enough that he can do something with him. Karpowicz feeling his way around the outside. Caution lights on in the arena. One facing the wrong way, it's the Flora Bolliard. Bolliard is the guy who tipped over outside the arena. If you hadn't heard that story, our first flip of the week happened pushing off before he even loaded in.
Not a stat you want to be a part of. It made for entertainment purposes. A great story if you haven't seen it. Matt Dillner did a story on FloRacing. But yeah, pushed off outside during load-in on Saturday. Unfortunately, the way something happened, I forget the explanation, throttle stuck.
Ooh.
And he tried to shut it off, hit some ice, went tumbling into a snowbank because they got snow here in Tulsa. So could have been a lot worse. There were some transformers out there around the parking lot, but A-OK and out here racing.
So guys, as we go back to green flag here, one of the things that we can confirm is it was Buback who ran into O'Banion on the pace lap. So there might be something. Keep an eye on the front of Jake's car. He was the one who ended up hitting O'Banion.
Front bumper is bananaed pretty good. Saw that the last time by. Good heads up on that, but obviously not going to affect him right now. Caution flag is out for Adam Bolliard again, and it's just not been the Chili Bowl for Adam.
The Bob East cars are having a very rough bowl so far. Yesterday with Baylog bending a rod before he could get a competitive lap in the heat race. Yeah, this has been yuck. But we've got 2 and 6 to go, so slowly making progress.
Yep, it's been good so far for Alex Karpowicz. Boy, he looks pretty comfortable in that car right now. And obviously, we know how good Keith's cars are in this building, but still, it takes the driver to get comfortable. And for Alex not being used to midget racing, it's been pretty impressive just to see how comfortable Logan he looks behind the wheel. Looks like he's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, for sure. No, he looks pretty solid out there leading this heat race. He said he felt good in hot laps. So yeah, he's doing a great job, and he's a big block guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think for the most part, everybody that comes from big blocks seems to come over here and do a good job. You got Tim McCready, Larry White obviously lit this place on fire. Larry Wright lit this place on fire, but looks like we're gonna go back green.
6 laps still to go in heat race number 2, but the door was left open for Karpowicz, and here goes Brandon Maddox to the point. So Karpowicz now going 1 to 2, needing to try to get back up front as Buback tries to hang on for 3rd over Mitch Fabish.
Karpowicz trying to get her figured out as he comes to the corner, but losing touch with Maddox out in front of this field. Maddox, Karpowicz, Buback, Fabish with Karpowicz running back into him. Contact between the two, they both drive away.
Just a little shot in the short saying, hello, I'm still here. Karpowicz now around the outside, and things go bad to worse. Maddox loops it around, was about a half spin, and Karpowicz just finished him off. Oh no, and now with 4 laps to go, both cars will have to restart at the tail of the field, and that is not what you want, a possible 1 to 8 if you're Alex Karpowicz. Let's look at the Eibach replay. It's Maddox up in front. Starts to spin, and yeah, not much you could do there when your car's already set in the corner.
Yeah, that's bad situation for both of them. Maddox had a 4-to-1 run going, and just slipped up there getting in, and he actually got a little tight early and turned left, and then he lost the car to the right. So couldn't hang on to it, and yeah, Karpowicz was already just committed into the cushion, and not much he could do.
Gives Buback the lead from 6th.
Yeah, huge run there. Fabish now from 5th to 2nd. So
Kreisel officially started 7th with everything that happened on the inside row, and he was up to 3rd. So another spot for Riley would be an excellent scoring run, 7 to 2.
Still some time, 4 to go for Jake Buback now at the point. As Fabish sits in 2nd, back under the green flag. And for First car trying to circle the wagons is Riley Kreisel. Remember, originally started at the tail of his field.
Had a good run through the corner. He's going to poke the nose down low on Fabish. Fabish up and over the berm. Kreisel could not take advantage. So we're coming into 2 laps left. Jake Buback stretching, but the battle on the track is for second with 2 to go.
7-3 for Riley Kreisel, trying to get one more on Fabish as they come around. It'll be the white flag for Jake Buback, but we're all eyes on this battle here for third. Fabish trying to hang on. Feels a little love tap from Riley Kreisel. Caution waves, and it's Karpowitz again, this time sitting atop turn number 4.
It's a whole nother lap for Kreisel to roll around, continue to pack the top and try to push the middle. As let's get a look, Karpowitz. Oh, ouch. Maddox coming across the nose and parking him up by the wall. So as it is, 6-1 for Buback. 125 pointer in the works for him. 3-2 for Fabish, 7-3 for Kreisel.
Put Kreisel at 106 right there in the mix.
98 for Fabish, 1 point on the 1 spot advance, yes. 3-2. All good scores. All qualifier invert style scores.
Yes, 100%. That's kind of the name of the game. There's boxes you check every prelim night. Okay, I got to do this in this race. Okay, I need to make, these 3 spots. Now, I guess I'll ask you, Logan, having not done the Chili Bowl, but do you pay attention to that? Like when you look at your heat race and you're getting ready to go out, okay, if I can pass 2, I'll be good. Or if I can pass 3, or do you not care?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in the back of your mind, but at the end of the day, like that those numbers don't really mean much. Yeah. You're out there racing and you're trying to pass everybody. So surely there's a position in which you get to where you feel a lot more comfortable and you're not so desperate. But yeah, you're taking everything you can get here. You want to get yourself as far out ahead of points as you can get. So there's no comfort or riding too much.
White flag is out for Jake Buback. Saw that big battle with Fabish and Kreisel still going on. One opportunity here is Buback's going to win it. Battle for second at the stripe, and it looks like Fabish is going to hang on, but those two were ping-ponging off each other off turn 2 for that second position as Jake Buback takes heat race number 2. Fabish, Kreisel, O'Banion, and Karpowitz rounding out the top 5. A good rebound for Alex after a couple incidents in this one, but unfortunately we'll go 1-5 and most likely be in a seat.
So 3 drivers there scoring very, very well. More to come as heat race 3, and this one is the one you circled. The names are in this, and it is flush from start to finish all the way through in the 3rd heat race. Something's got to give. Somebody is going to end up running a C main after this one. Find out who in just a couple of seconds as you get a look at the NOS Energy Drink ramp cam. And the lineup looks like this. Austin Torgerson from Glendale, Arizona is on the pole, and Caleb Stelzig next to him in the 45S from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Row number 2, couple of guys used to the fenders. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 19 and Matt Williamson in the 71, with a 3rd row featuring Buddy Kofoid out of Penn Grove, California in the 71, and Todd Kluver in the 3K. Billy Rayburn the 18K, Connor Morell the 14F, 8 cars, 8 laps. And again, something's going to have to give here as this one is stacked from front to back.
Yeah, and you remember Austin Torgerson had that issue in hot laps with the hose coming off, so doesn't really know what he has. Good news is you start on the pole. Bad news is you got Buddy Kofoid and the rest of that field behind you, including Ricky Thornton Jr. So all eyes will be on the front row as we go back up top with Blake Anderson, K1 Race Gear interview.
6th to 1st. Nice job, Jake Buback. 3rd career heat race win here at the Chili Bowl. Do you feel like that was kind of a test of the patience, though, with that heat race?
A little bit, yeah. And then we had some Chili Bowl luck there with the leader spinning and collecting second. So it made it a lot easier. The track was pretty narrow, hard to pass. So I was going to have my work cut out for us. But, fortunately, we got to get around them guys and got to make a good couple laps by myself out there.
Set yourself up good for a qualifier later tonight. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Jake Buback, guys, trying to lock into his 4th straight preliminary A main, 6th of his career. We'll see if he can do it out of the qualifiers later tonight.
The son of former outlaw Rick Buback.
Yeah, Rich was up here just a minute ago. Excited. He was first one to greet Jake at the car.
Nice. So look at Austin Torgerson in the 88A. Torgerson building himself a nice career here in open wheel. 88A running for Mount Stout here. This Spike with an SR11 powering it. He's got the pole with a bunch of Hungry Sharks coming in behind him.
It'd be interesting to see the speed here that Ricky has. I know they've gone to work after last night, and it seemed like his car was really good there in hot laps. So I'm sure he's feeling a lot more confident right now. Probably not as excited to see Buddy Kofoid in the lineup right behind him, but at the same time, like we said, if he's a great racer, he probably doesn't worry too much about that. He's going to go try to win this heat race.
You look outside the Mount Stout car, and in the 45S, it was a night change for the driver in the 45S, originally not scheduled to go on Tuesday. Caleb Stelzig out of Albuquerque. Stelzig originally scheduled for Wednesday in the Johnny Herrera Racing Spike with the Stanton SR11 in it. Reclassifies Tuesday, and outside row number 1, not a bad starting spot to be.
Absolutely not, and we've seen time and time again the jump you can get, just the momentum into turn 1 on the outside of the front row and take over that top spot. So, although Austin Torgerson's certainly going to make it as difficult as he can, but we'll see as the lights are out. Keep an eye on RTJ, Buddy Kofoid as well, but it's Austin Torgerson going to lead him to green here in Heat 3.
Torgerson and Stelzig line change between the two of them getting into the corner. It's Torgerson driving away. Bottom opens up for a wheeling Ricky Thornton Jr., who's bringing Buddy Kofoid and Matt Williamson with him until Williamson's upside down.
Contact with Buddy and just ran up over his tire and looped him upside down.
It could have been bad for Buddy. Buddy snuck through right there, so that was a really close call. I'm sure he was holding his breath there for a second.
Tough outing so far for the big block modified drivers. Alex Karpowitz had issues. Matt Williamson, of course, Money Matt. Let's see what happened here on Eibach replay. Buddy just ran over his right front.
Left front.
Left front.
Oh, yeah, Disc Chaos looked like, obviously, had the 45 there up front wheeling, and everyone was trying to get down to avoid that car, and there's just not a lot of room down there on the bottom. So, yeah, Buddy was down there. The 71 was trying to get back to the bottom, and there's a car there. So, looks like maybe just a little bit of front axle damage, but nothing that should really hurt him too much, you know. Not ideal, but he'll still have a shot to finish the race.
It's going to make it significantly harder from him coming from dead last. However, a lot of time left in this one. As it looks like we're going to get a side-by-side complete restart of our third heat race. That will move.
Same front row, but it should move the 3K of Todd Kluver to outside of the second row.
Yeah, and pushed up Connor Morell as well. So inside row looks the same, though.
Second try coming. Torgerson versus Stelzig. We're green.
Contact there off the initial jump, and Stelzig gets absolutely eaten alive on the bottom. There goes RTJ and Buddy Kofoid up to second and third. Here comes Williamson trying to challenge Stelzig for that fourth spot, but lap 1 goes to Austin Torgerson.
It's a nice recovery for Williamson.
Hang on to it.
All the way back to fourth already in just a lap, but getting past Stelzig might be a good thing for everybody as he's having a hard time controlling that race car at the moment. Torgerson leads, Ricky Thornton Jr., Buddy Kofoid, Matt Williamson running into your top 4.
Now it's time to see what kind of speed you have individually in your car. Buddy Kofoid really good there on the bottom, trying to get up underneath RTJ. And RTJ, boy, that got close to the right rear tire of Austin Torgerson, and now RTJ stuck on the outside. He's going to let it hang out here, see if he can get the top side to work as Buddy continues to work the bottom. It's a 3-car battle for the lead in Heat 3.
Ricky's got the speed. He's just kind of half lane blocked by Torgerson, who's running just enough in the low groove and just enough in the high groove to keep both those drivers at bay. Thornton Jr. around the outside back straightaway, pulls the wheel stand, brings it down, grabs the lead, Kofoid following.
That was a strong move from RTJ, but here comes Buddy Kofoid. He's going to dime in the corner on entry, trying to get to the bottom. He does. Drag race, this time on the back straightaway. RTJ to protect. They're coming to the white flag. It's an all-out duel here in Heat 3.
That was a big defensive move by Ricky, but he's leaving himself open. Now Buddy going to try to circle the outside of him. Final set of corners, final time for the Heat race win. One off the pace, and it cost Thornton Jr.
Oh my, did he get second? He did.
Across the line, RTJ scored second, but near disaster. Wow. The slow car of Billy Rayburn, couldn't see it on the camera shot, but had an issue off of turn 4 right in front of the leaders, and Buddy Kofoid, a 5-1 run. As we'll take a look at the replay, just what happened here coming to the checkered flag.
This is 120 points for Kofoid.
He came off the top and went straight to the bottom. That was
my goodness.
Unbelievable.
Here, this will be a good shot here. Just, oh yeah.
Wow, how Ricky didn't turn over.
Williamson 4, Stelzig 5.
Wow.
Ricky Thornton Jr. avoids complete disaster. Still ends up with a 98-point run somehow.
Oh, man.
Told you Heat 3 would be fun.
That was good patience there by Kofoid. He was boxed in, clearly the fastest car, and took his time. That's a clearly veteran driver, just knowing that it'll come to him, and it did. And, man, it came to him at the last second.
Yeah, it took until the final corner of the final lap.
Yeah, he even had to lift a little bit, and he got tied on the cushion there trying to avoid the car, and that guy was getting to the bottom, trying to get out of the way, and man, that was just unfortunate that you had the leaders side by side right there. So, man, what a finish it would have been. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the Chili Bowl
on a racetrack that's got some character at the moment for sure. Like,
it does.
You're looking at it out there. This is not an easy track to run at the moment. It's not super wide, and definitely is taking every ounce of skill that you have got. As let's go up top, K1 Race Gear interview with Earl Hoon.
Buddy Kofoid here with me, guys. Dude, that was a wild final 2 turns. You even said that got scary out there. Walk me through it.
Yeah, just first off, just want to say sorry to my teammate. We were all going for the same place, and I think someone outside of him checked up, and we all moved down, and I just happened to be there and got over his left front, unfortunately. But so I hate that. But no, I just figured I needed to get a row or two, or get I think 4th and 2nd at least, put them away and just roll the bottom, and then was I think better than Ricky. Just he got the top going when we got to the leader, and I was like, man, I didn't want to move up just because I was so close to getting him, and then I think we both got Torgerson, and then he kind of moved back to the bottom, which I would have done, and then I never really ran the top until like the last couple laps, and just tried to send it, and kind of got a good run, and then saw that lap car come to the checkered, and kind of got me scared for a minute. But no, good points for sure. Just want to thank Bo and Keith and Pete and everyone at KKM for giving me a really fast Mobile 1 Toyota.
Guys, how about that? Buddy Kofoid, a 5-1 run, and let's go, boys. Heat races are heating up.
Earl's fired up, so are we. That was exciting.
Yeah.
And we've got more to come. Heat race number 4 on the racetrack. Nathan Crane, Jeremy Hewish, Brendan Wisely, Jory Hughes, Connor Lee, Steve Gresham, and a back row of KTJ, Kevin Thomas Jr., and Ty Gibbs as we're underway.
Looking for a big run here out of KT. He's in a great spot to make a lot
of... Oh, look out! We're going to get a complete restart. A little pirouette at the top of the racetrack by the 71J of Jeremy Hewish. Now we can settle down, but you're right. I think everybody's looking at KTJ. The speed of Alex Bowman's cars every year are good. It just seems like, man, they could just find a little bit of luck, right? And they thought they had it with Briggs Danner yesterday, just unfortunately the cushion bit him.
Yeah, that was similar, I feel, to like the Steven Snyder at the shootout. He's so much faster than everybody, and then just couldn't put them all together. So looks like we got a little replay here.
So Hewish, that's the team car to Kyler Johnson, who we saw last night, running for Todd Henry. Bikes are up, settles are down. It's big smoke off the inside of row number 1 of Brandon Wisely getting this thing started.
That was everything but a disaster right there. Biked on entry, landed, did a 360, biked again, in the throttle.
You worry a little bit about your shock compression and rebound when you put her down that hard, but other than that, that could have been way worse.
Yeah, just to have all the tires still inflated is a win after that one. So, yeah, he's probably not happy, obviously, coming off the front row and crashing in turn 1, but probably just glad that he's able to refire and still have a chance at, making up some ground.
So Jory Hughes now gets the front row, slide them all ahead. Hughes, Gresham, and Gibbs will be 2, 4, and 6. They all get a bonus starting spot from where they originally were. From the inside, once again, Nathan Crane brings us to green. Same smoke showing from the Wisely car on acceleration.
And he's stacked up there on the bottom. KTJ was trying to get going there on the bottom. You see him right behind the 39, or 32 of Connor Lee. As lap number 1 goes to Nathan Crane. Wisely still smoking, but hanging on to P2 over Hughes. Lee is there, and here comes Kevin Thomas Jr. Ty Gibbs starting to work that upper middle lane. And there goes Kevin Thomas Jr. as well, trying to get around some slower traffic.
KT's just being a technician here. He knows, okay, I can get about a car a lap and have a really solid scoring run waiting in front of him for Lee to push up the racetrack. Down low goes Kevin Thomas Jr. Shows him a nose, can't make the pass in that corner, but has a nice run on him going into 3 as they both chase Wisely around. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go.
Still trying to work on Connor Lee. Lee's doing a nice job running his own race, but keeping that car really smooth on the bottom, gets a good launch, and now Kevin's trying to think, where do I need to go? Outside or inside? Goes back to the bottom as Connor Lee jumps the cushion there.
Yeah, this is the point here. KT's got to get a little bit impatient. He's just got to go. He's got to get a race car, and he's just boxed in. He can't go nowhere. Connor Lee's stuck on the outside trying to get around Wisely. It's just not working for either of them. He's going to have to get aggressive here. There he goes.
Yeah, Connor Lee almost made a big boo-boo. He was like a half second away from jumping a right rear on Wisely. Kevin Thomas Jr. goes pogo. Buy one, get one in the corner. He'll move his way up into second. This one, though, all belonging to Nathan Crane in the 41J. Heck of a run for him as he will take the victory off the pole. 7-2 from Kevin Thomas Jr., 8-5 from Gibbs. So 7-2 is 118. And as of right now, that is the 3rd highest score for KTJ. Crane's 100 points. We'll see him in a qualifier as well.
87 points for Ty Gibbs on the 8-5 run. Should be right on the fringe of making that top 24 invert for a qualifier.
So Nathan Crane, that's a Parker Jones Racing entry. That was TBA as of a few days ago still, and making the most of the last second call to take that ride out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Well done, Nathan.
How about that? So unofficially, Jake Buback, Buddy Kofoid, and KTJ, your top 3 through 4 heat races here on Warren Cat qualifying night. You're watching live coverage here on FloRacing, the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink.
Talked a little bit about motors and cars here, but that is a win for an Esslinger Honda.
Wow.
Out in the field, so not a bunch of those. Well done, Nathan Crane, taking full advantage of the good draw on the heat race spot. So we'll move to heat race number 5 coming up. Arena filling up here at the Expo Raceway Tuesday night in the building. And let's kick things up top. K1 Race Gear interview and Blake Anderson.
Nathan Crane, Chili Bowl rookie. Not a bad way to kick off your Chili Bowl debut, right?
Oh, no, I'm having a blast. This is my first time here and 6th time in the midget. I can't thank Parker Jones Racing enough. All the people on the car. Michael Soley. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. Michael Soley. Brian from Super Shocks. Tony and Carla from Don's Machine Shop. And RC Custom Designs for this really kick-butt vinyl work. My hero, Maddie V. I gotta thank my family, my wife, Lauren, my mom and dad, brothers, Derek, Kyle, and Caleb, Ashley, my brothers, he's expecting a baby girl, and so are we, and we already got a baby boy, and I'm just thrilled to be here, and I can't thank all the fans enough, because without the fans, we wouldn't be here, and without the people, we wouldn't have sponsors, and nobody would be watching us going around in circles if there wasn't the fans or the sponsors or anything, so I can't thank everybody enough, and I can't thank all the people who put this event on. I wish I knew all the names, but I'm new to dirt racing relatively, so I just wish I had more thanks for you guys, but I can't thank everybody enough, and shout out to everybody at home who's watching. Go Wisconsin, go. I know Packers lost, but that's all right, we'll give them next year.
Nathan Crane, a heat race winner. Guys, a couple things to report real quick. Ty Gibbs, driver coach Justin Grant, getting him going good. And Connor Lee, if you watched our Tulsa shootout coverage, no smelling salts for Connor Lee at the Chili Bowl.
Blake, I was going to ask you if he brought him with him.
He did not.
We need to go work on that.
Preach, Nathan, preach.
I was about to say, he said all the right things. You could tell he is happy to be here at the Chili Bowl. Heat race number 5, the Hurricane Mason Hannigan on the front row with Brian Peterson to his outside. Cody Brewer, Chase Porter in row number 2. Darren Kaufman in the second opinion car inside of row number 3 to his outside Austin Wood. And then your final row, Stevie Sussex and our boy, Clinton Boyles from the trunk in the Big Dog Water machine. It's a good-looking hot rod, and we know Clinton's not going to mess around. He told me via text earlier today he's here to sell some T-shirts. I don't even know if he has T-shirts, but that's his mindset.
He's got a really good scoring opportunity here in this heat, starting 8th.
I think so, yeah.
It's not a heat race loaded up with name brand drivers, but doesn't mean somebody can't come up and surprise us here. Clinton, opportunity abounds, bud. Let's see what you can do.
We are missing one, so and I'm assuming, by the way, they're lined up, it's outside or inside of... I see Sussex. We'll see when they cross the start-finish line, but we're underway in heat race number 5 as quickly cars trying to migrate to the top. Clinton Boyles with a huge mistake there. Gets around Darren Kaufman, but is way behind the 8 ball as they're jockeying for position. Jace Porter, Austin Wood, there's Stevie Sussex in that green, white, and black machine to the inside, trying to get around Austin Wood. They go 2 for here as Sussex will try to track down Brian Patterson.
Yeah, Clinton gonna have to make some good moves here. He's in a pack full of cars, and he's caught them quick, and he's already slicing through them. So hopefully this goes well for him here.
Leaving the bottom lane open for Clinton, so the door is open. Can he capitalize? Getting up underneath here, Stevie Sussex, or not Stevie Sussex, the Brian Patterson car gets up to that 3rd spot.
Yep, this is what we were talking about. This is the moment for Clinton. This is where you breathe, and you're already in a great spot, 8-3, but you're obviously looking for more. If you go 8-2, 8-1, you got yourself in a great spot where you really don't have to be too aggressive in the qualifier later.
It'll be 7-3 right now, so he really does need one more, I would think, on this.
He's looking for it. There he goes. And he took it.
That car good enough to go high or low, so he's got a good piece here. Mason Hannigan is absolutely checked out. Hannigan, big supporter of the St. Jude's Race for Research, by the way, coming up in the second weekend of May once again, and really feeling good in the midget. Well done to Mason Hannigan. Taking the Town Line Variety 71H to the win, and Clinton Boyles 7-2. That is a really good score for him.
Yeah, 7-2 run, 118. Good enough right now to be well inside the top 5 through 5 heat races. But yeah, good welcome to the Chili Bowl for Mason Hannigan. Stevie Sussex finishes in 3rd.
It was Cody Brewer who missed that, who was scheduled to go inside row number 2. So both Kaufman and Sussex got a starting spot beyond where they were.
Gotcha.
118 for Boyles, 100 from Hannigan. Continuing to fill up those qualifiers halfway through our heat races now here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Heat 6 en route, and two of the guys with the biggest profiles coming in on this one will be rolling off in 3rd and in 6th in the next heat race. Results and superstars coming up as we continue to push along here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Glad to have you in with us. I'm Caleb Hart, Chris Wilner, and Logan Seeley joining us in the booth tonight, the 2-time and defending Chili Bowl Nationals champion. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Sounds good, feels even better, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think, I know a lot of people have said it in the past, but there's not a feeling like walking back in this building as the defending champion. So pretty cool that I've been able to do it twice, and obviously looking to have a good day Friday and then go try to get another one on Saturday. But lots of things have to go your way, and you got to make all the right decisions, and sometimes even that's not enough at this race. So it's just part of it. And I think that's what makes you want to come back every year, is because it is so not only hard, but like I said, there's just a million variables that go into it, and every one of them has to be right for it to be your day and your week. And that's what makes this race so intriguing. And like I said, that's why there's 390-some cars here trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, I know every year's different. Every team that's won it has been different. But what is it about the Chili Bowl that it seems like if you win one, you're at least going to get on a roll? Like, you're on 2 in a row, looking for 3. We saw Kevin go 4. Obviously we know what Kyle Larson did back-to-back. Christopher Bell had 3 in a row. What is it about getting on a run here in this building? You think you got it?
Man, I hope so. Yeah, like you said, I think it's just that confidence, and then walking in this building is really hard to do with confidence, and to be calm here, it's just unheard of. So I think when you do come back after winning, yeah, you have that confidence and that calmness when you heat race and stuff. So I think we've got Earl down ready with somebody. Or maybe
Earl, who do you got upstairs?
Got to turn my microphone on too, boys. Yeah, Mason Hannigan here, making his rookie debut in the Chili Bowl. And dude, you're already off to a great start. Nice job on getting that heat race win.
Yeah, I felt like I had a good pace there. I about wheelied and stuffed the thing down, and I just wheelied and I landed really hard there. But no, I can't thank Miles Hill enough for the opportunity to run this deal. And you know, it's a little nerve-wracking being back in this building, but start off with the heat race win here at the Chili Bowl is pretty damn special.
Mason, son of legend sprint car racer Randy Hannigan. And Randy, we're going to let you work on the car. We're about to go green out there, guys. The Hannigan family, guys, has something special here at the Chili Bowl.
Absolutely. Really cool to see Randy here with Mason in his Chili Bowl effort. Getting ready. Here we go. Heat race 6. Brandon Lewis, Jack France, Hank Davis. Man, already to the point. I just said his name. He went 3-1, and they're just jockeying for position. There's Garrett Williamson in the 6th. Thomas Meserol. Oh, they get together. Timez nearly loops it around. It's chaos here in Heat 6.
Settle down, boys. Not a lap still to go. One in. Timez back on the attack on the Lewis car. Not afraid to use the right rear tire to move forward. He'll do so. Timez into 3rd now, trying to hunt Williamson down at the front of the pack.
Meserol 6-3 already after a couple laps trying to chase down Garrett Williamson. They're still duking it out in the back of the field. Jack France, Brandon Lewis, Joshua Tyre back there as well. And here comes RJ Johnson trying to make some moves here from the back of the field. The Avanti Windows and Doors 1P, but back up front, 2023 prelim winner and lock-in last year, Hank Davis. For Matt Seymour Racing, just putting out qualifying laps here at this point. He is gone.
That car looks stuck, Logan.
Yeah, his car is obviously very good. They've had speed for years now, with Buck Walter and with Hank. So no surprise here. Hank got the lead right there before that. I think they even got to the flag stand, and just a perfect scenario for him just to get out front. See what his car's got here.
Here's RJ Johnson again, taking a look at the Southwest wingless ace. Trying to loop it up around the high groove of France here on the final lap as there's one to go. Your winner coming in with ease and with style. Hank Davis gets the W. Garrett Williamson to Timez to position 3. At the line, it looks like Johnson works his way to 4th at the very end. So Johnson goes 8-4. Timez 6-3. Davis 3-1. And Williamson 4-2. All 4 of them are going to end up with some decent points coming out of this.
Is that our first one that went green to checker, or the last one too, or?
Feels like it.
The last one did also.
We needed to get on a rhythm for sure.
All right, so 3-1 worth 110. Williamson 4-2 worth 103. Timez 6-3 goes for 101. And Johnson at 8-4 worth 99. All 4 of those drivers are going to be happy.
Absolutely. A lot of drivers now packed in around that 100-point mark as we take a look at the lineup. Heat race number 7 with Kaylee Bryson, 2-time A-main starter here at the Chili Bowl on the pole. The outside of her, Brennan Crouch in the 1C. Tommy Colburn and Mike Hess, Kubota High Limit Sprint Car Series Competition Director, returning to the midget in the outside of row number 2. Zach Dahm, Cameron Key, that's a really good row number 3. Justin Zimmerman, and Beeson Season from dead last outside of row number 4. This is a good one, Caleb.
Heat 7 about as good as Heat 3 was here, as there is a lot of talent in and mixed in through this field. And just as a reminder, Brennan Crouch, a high roller, Kubota High Limit Sprint roller, and the competition director right behind him. So Brennan better be able to get off to a good start here. As we'll kick up top, Blake Anderson, who's with you?
3rd career heat race win for the driver going for his 3rd A-main start on Saturday night. Hank Davis, the last couple of years, fairy tale. What's it been like going from the hunter to the hunted?
Yeah, it's just a super neat thing. You never think you're going to be in this position, but we're here. And these guys got this car rolling good. Got to thank all the good guys on here. The healing operation, man, check them out. They help some veterans and stuff like that. So without them, we're not here. But no, got a little work to do. Probably myself. I felt like I was sucking a little bit there. But we'll go to work back here and see what we can do.
He was 4th in ASCS National Sprint Car points, guys. The 2023 prelim winner. boy, one of those cool Chili Bowl stories the last handful of years.
Chris, a guy that we saw ascend up through the shootout, running for the Rougeau guys for a little while, and just kept building and getting faster in this building until it all came together with the right ride and the right night. Hank Davis, it would almost be 3 in a row for Buddy Kofoid, but if you remember, that was the year that Buddy couldn't get around the lap car that was stalled just close enough between the wall and a lane, and unfortunately Buddy couldn't feather it through and became Hank Davis night.
I'm just baffled that he said I was sucking a little bit. If that's sucking, I'm a little nervous when he's on it, because I mean, he was out till lunch. Granted, an 8-lap heat race, but I thought Logan, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot of sucking out there. So I thought he was doing good. Yeah, he got balled up in the cushion there a few times, but yeah, probably running a touch harder than he needed to, but that's part of it. You're kind of out there by yourself, and a little bit you don't know, but I'm sure, you know, when you're running those good laps out front in a good car, the odds of somebody really pressuring you in a heat race are pretty slim. So looks like lights are already out on this one, and this is a heat I would not like to see myself in. If this was my prelim night. This is a very, very tough heat with a lot of good race car drivers.
Jonathan Beeson from 8th. Remember, he was pretty bummed to not run the Tulsa shootout. It's been 52 weeks since he's been in this building. See what he can do as the green lights are on, and we've got one cartwheeling into turn 1 and 2. That's the trifecta motorsports entry of Zach Dahm.
Like
He's already out.
Pogo stick, he was bouncing down that front straightaway.
He's flipping his car back over.
Providing an extra helping hand, but I know he is frustrated.
Like the car in front of him didn't get going as good as he did, and I looked like maybe he climbed over the left rear, but little. Looks like we're gonna get a replay here quickly.
So the IBOC replay is going to show us, and inside of row 2, Tommy Colburn didn't quite get up and on the hammer. Second look.
Oh, got a little contact
to help.
Started with, looked like maybe Hess. Mike Hess trying to get down and clip the right front there. Tommy Colburn.
Brian, you're walking away from a destructed 7U.
Yeah, it just seems like a little curse on this team. They're going to drive that car back. There's not going to be anything they can do in the work area to get it going for this race, but it does look like they'll be able to make the repairs and come back for later on this evening.
He'll have a C main coming up, and it is not going to be long until we see that, so they're going to have to thrash, depending on everything that's broke.
Did we already cut D's? D's were on the schedule.
They're ready in the work area, guys, that they do stop. The 7U crew here is here for the 2010 prelim winner, Zach Dahm.
Yep, Zach just let whoever that was, that he's number 1.
Yeah, I think that's
heart.
American Sign Language, I believe. Zach, is, for people who don't know, Zach's a little hard of hearing, so that was just some sign language.
And Brian Ward was right. Immediately get here, and the crew pointed her right up the ramp.
I got to imagine that you're looking at 4 corners of new shocks, probably new bars.
Yeah. I've seen fluid dumping out of it, so that's not good. Could possibly look like it hit the back of the car a lot, but possibly, you know, a fuel leak at the fuel cell, or maybe, you know, I didn't see it hit the nose too hard, but if you hit the nose hard on these things, it punches a hole in the radiator. So, yeah, lots of bad hits there that didn't look good for that race car.
So Mike Hess will line up inside of row number 2. 25 appearances at the Chili Bowl as we're back under the green flag. Bryson and Crouch here on the front row, and they're going to trade lanes off of turn number 2.
Kaylee had the advantage coming through the corner. She'll keep it. Crouch 2, Hess 3rd, and then you've got a 3-car battle with Zimmerman, amongst others, going after it. That was the 2WI of Colburn washing away wide and give everybody some room to race.
Jonathan Beeson slicing and dicing his way through as the caution flag waves for Colburn.
And there's the whammy on the 2WI. Colburn. That is a Bowden Motorsports entry, a DRC midget with a Ford motor underneath it. Fans of the blue brand, rejoice, you're still in the midget game.
Just 2 laps complete, but Cameron Key mired back there in that 7th spot. Didn't really seem like Logan, he could really get going. Now, granted, they were all over the place on the first couple circuits, but...
Yeah, he kind of got himself just in a tough spot. You know, nothing he did wrong. Just he went to the outside, and those 2 cars kind of, like you said, got sideways in front of him, and he had to lift, and he tried to get to the bottom, and Beeson was there and kind of banged wheels with Beeson, and kind of had to take a little reset. So, Yeah, that's just tough. You know, when you got two cars side by side in front of you and you're clearly faster than both, it's like, you know, it's hard to pick the right lane at the right time, and it just didn't work out for him. So he's got a caution here to kind of take a deep breath and realize, you know, he's still in 6th. He started 6th. He's not gone backwards yet, and he's still got plenty of time to, you know, hopefully make a few passes here. Oh, it looks like we were losing Mike Hess as we're going green.
The guy on the move I was just about to say was Justin Zimmerman from 7 to 4, and he's indicating on his belt, so this might be a safety stop,
radio.
guys.
Got to be a radio issue. He's getting
seatbelt. Yep, that's what he had first grabbed at very first. So if anybody would know how to execute a proper safety stop, you'd hope it'd be Mike Hess. And right down there to the official, showing him that, hey guys, belts came loose. Yeah. He's reaching down almost like he's got a ratcheting set.
Unless he took them off because there's an issue, because he was pointing toward the work area. Or is he trying to get him back on?
No, he's pulling her off.
Interesting.
Very. I don't know if they're going to give him time or not.
Just pulled the steering wheel off and slammed it down, and we've got Blake in the work
Blake is there.
area.
You can see more than we can.
Yeah, it's definitely the belts, guys. They're struggling to get it strapped in. One of the latches came unhooked. He's working on getting it done. Just about there. Should be able to rejoin.
Lights are out, though, Blake.
Oh, never mind.
Coming to green, so unfortunate break for Mike Hess as he will miss this one. 6 to go for Kaylee Bryson and Brenham Crouch as we're back under the green flag. Justin Zimmerman doing a nice job in that 3rd spot. But here comes Jonathan Beeson, really strong on the bottom. The hard 8J.
He'll take 3rd. Nice clear there for Beeson.
Keeping my eye on Cameron Key, too. You heard Logan say he needed a reset, trying to get around Zimmerman here to follow Beeson through. Cameron Key having a little bit of issues, going to go topside in 1 and 2. And finally get the pass complete into turn number 3, but losing a lot of time to Jonathan Beeson.
Wow. Getting pummeled with some of the cushion here in the Brian Kapinski announcer's booth. 4 second, Brenham Crouch under fire from Beeson. Beeson gonna roll up on the back of him. Loses ground at corner exit as we're down to 2 to go. Brenham Crouch really stretching it now over Beeson. As a look, Kaylee Bryson from the pole. Start on the pole, you need to win this thing. And she is gonna grab 100 points towards her favor. Checkered flag for Bryson. Crouch 2, Beeson 3. Key ends up 4, and Zimmerman 5.
So, let's see.
100 for Bryson, 93 for Crouch.
Yeah, 89 for Cameron Key, so should be in the invert. He'll be at the tail end of the invert.
Beeson started 8 on that and ends up 3. He'll be your big point scorer out of it.
Should be 111. So Beeson will be inside right around the top 5, top 6.
Back row of a qualifier, you would figure. With 2 heat races to go.
Have to check the updated unofficial standings, courtesy of Wikipedia. Prior to that race, it was Buback, Kofoid, KTJ, Clinton Boyles. Has Riley Kreisel at 116, but I had him starting 5th instead of 7th after that penalty. In heat race number 2.
And that's part of Wikipedia is so good, but he doesn't sometimes catch all of the official starting positions and such. The only official results and official points do come from the Chili Bowl Nationals Twitter. Brian is very, very good, though, and knows everything about everything.
Seriously.
Fastest fingers in all of motorsports. As here we are, Heat 8, Landon Brooks out of Matt Woodcamp. He's got the pole. George Liu going to be next to him. Kyle Simon and Derek Hagar are in row number 2. Brad Sweet, the Kubota High Limit Racing Series champion, and Ty Wilkie are in row 3. Chance Morton, Jaden Rogers, row number 4 as we go up top. K1 Race Gear interview, and Earl Hoon Jr.
Driver picking up her 3rd heat race win in a preliminary night here at the Chili Bowl. Kaylee Bryson, pretty successful when it comes to the Tulsa Expo Raceway and the heat race.
Heck yeah, I guess that's a good start to the week. You know, we were kind of down after the Race of Champions. I didn't really do my job and pull off good results, so it's good to get back in the car and, you know, start the day off with a heat race win. I think that's 100 points, so hopefully we can get a whole lot more in the qualifier and set ourselves up for a good spot in the future.
How nerve-wracking is it when you know you're going to be the pole sitter and you have to win it in order to get those points?
Well, I would rather start last than first any day of the week. It's all about passing points. So that really sucks whenever you see that you're rolling off pole, especially with a whole lot of good guys behind you. So a little nerve-wracking for sure, but I know that we had a good car, so I knew that we could do it.
Guys, the USAC Silver Crown winner at the Belleville High Bank starting their night off strong here at the Chili Bowl.
Logan, we discussed it a lot at the shootout, but it doesn't feel like the pole was nearly as hamstringing here at the Chili Bowl Nationals, winning off of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like everyone says that, and then I think the first year I won, I was on the pole of my heat, and it didn't really matter. Front row of the heat, and I think Walkopedia had some information on, where people started on their heats compared to where they, either won their prelim or won the Saturday night, and yeah, it really seemed to not matter. So I always say it doesn't matter. Obviously, you don't want to be in a stacked heat, but that's just part of the draw.
Here we go. Heat race number 8 with Brooks leading the field in the turn number 1 and 2. Boy, near disaster for the 41D of Derek Hager. Somehow got through that. Here comes Brad Sweet looking for a way through. Everyone checked up, but that's because the yellow is out for the 72W of Ty Wilkie.
Yeah. Back to that heat race deal. It's like, man, sometimes, like I said, as nervous as everyone is for the heat, sometimes it is nice just to go off the front and have no worries and get your heat out of the way and then get what you can get in the qualifier. So, yeah, you start in the back, and sure, you got a lot of chances to make up some points and have a great start to the week, but, man, there's a lot of opportunities for things to go wrong, too. So.
Do your job. You get out to a good start, though. It's 8 relatively uninterrupted laps of just running your race and figuring out what your race car could do.
Yep. Getting that chance to be out by yourself and be calm and not having to worry about somebody else deciding your whole week here on the first race of the week is not the worst feeling. So, like I said, you of course want to be able to pass some cars and make up some points and get yourself ahead a little bit, but. Yeah, at the same point, you go win your heat from the front, and you're in the second row of the qualifier, and you go win that from the second row, and ma'am, you're in the front two rows of the feature. So
you've got the graphic up in front of you there, Chris. So 100 points off of your heat race win from the pole. What's your typical cutoff to make your top 16 from there? How many points do they need to add to that?
So the average cutoff 179.8. So you win 100, you're looking at.
Fourth or better in the qualifier?
Yeah, fourth or better in the qualifier-ish, so.
Which eminently doable for a lot of race car drivers, so.
Yeah, I think, that just makes winning the qualifier a lot more important if you don't get those heat race points, but yeah, I don't think it's a deal breaker by any means. You just really got to go win that qualifier if you do end up on the pole of the heat. Looks like we got Landon Brooks here.
Try it again here in heat race number 8. And slicing through the middle and going backwards, though, that's George Liu. Derek Hager throttling through to that top 3 spot. Here comes Brad Sweet working the outside. Kubota High Limit champion has the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway High Limit events for 2025 on the side of that RMS Racing 3T. He's going to work to the inside here of Kyle Simon, make that Chance Morton trying to battle there for third.
Yeah, Chance from the back row of this one, having a great start, looking for second.
That car's really rolling the high side well, has momentum, but sliding up in front of him is Hager to take the line away. A little short slider through 1 and 2, give the spot to Morton. Was Sweet on the attack, trying to follow.
Chance looking really sporty here in this heat race, and right now, Derek Hager's just trying to hang on. Big Cat's on the prowl. Looking to the outside in 1 and 2, pick the front up just a little bit. They'll switch lanes here to turn 3 as Sweet slides through and takes over that third spot.
Narrow little opening, but Sweet makes his way in and past, picks up another position worth of points, and this one's not over, Chris. First and second is not decided.
Chance Morton is absolutely ripping right now. Fastest car on the racetrack by 2/10 that last time by. Gonna have possibly a shot here as Terry Maddox is walking out to wave the white flag. Brooks versus Chance Morton.
Oh, he's gonna get an even better chance than we thought. As for the second time, the 72W of Wilkie slowing up in the corner, so let's put them bumper to bumper here on the restart and give them 2 laps to decide it. Brooks, Morton, and Sweet coming down to the nitty-gritty on a green-white checkered restart when we get back to her.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, Chance Morton's going to have a shot, but also have to think big picture from where he started back there in the 7th spot. So a really solid points right now. Granted, 7-1 will certainly eclipse high points. So
absolutely. 7-1 is 135 on the scoring matrix. I'm sorry, 130 on the scoring matrix. So that would put him high point, but as is, it'd be 118,
which he'd
tying him with Kevin Thomas Jr.
And Clinton Boyles, which is inside the top 5. You're looking at but tie for third at 118.
Yeah. Brad? I'm expecting a big move here out of Brad. 5-3 is really probably not what he's looking for. He's going to be looking for a spot or two here in these last couple laps. So I'm expecting Brad Sweet, the big cat, to really try to make some noise here.
Currently at 96 if he finishes 5-3, but if he can go 5-2, 108, he is well in that invert.
Yeah, that's a much, much better place to be sitting going into qualifiers.
Well, we're going to have a 2-lap shootout, Caleb.
Landon Brooks, you might be in some trouble here. Green out. Morton high, Big Cat low. Morton the run down the back straightaway. Brooks turns him away for now.
Oh, here comes Big Cat just absolutely throwing it in there in 3 and 4. White flag is out. Morton going to have one opportunity if he can get that car wound up around the top, but Landon Brooks, really good job that time off of turn number 2 for the final time into turn 3. Off of 4, Landon Brooks is going to hang on to win heat race number 8. Chance Morton, 7-2 run, and Brad Sweet, 5-3. Hager, Rogers, Simon, and the rest of the finishing order. But man, thought Chance Morton maybe had a shot there on the initial green, but Landon Brooks did what he needed to do.
Sure looked like he had a lot of drive coming out of turn number 2, but as it is, Brooks makes her count. 100-pointer for him. Sweet's 96, still going to get him into the qualifier, but he's going to have to make a run up that field in order to pick up some additional points and set himself well for the main event, as we are down to 1 heat race left to go, guys. Heat race number 9 is coming up before we move further into the program from the NOS Energy Drink Ramp Cam. Here are your starters. Brant Twitty in the 4T and Colton Hardy in the 44. AJ Bender, the 12A, Nathan Moore in the 25J. Dane Culver, that was Blake Anderson's deep pick, one to watch in the 50C. Adam Trimble, the 5A. Chad Winfrey in the 321. And Hunter Schoenberg, chance to make up some points here in the JFM 73. 8 cars, 8 laps, and final point scoring opportunity of the heat races before we settle 40 qualifiers into this lineup. Blake, you're up top with our most recent heat race winner.
Yeah, a guy we've talked to tonight, Landon Brooks, second career heat race win. How'd that feel out there? Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it felt really good. I was focused on just trying to make, clean, solid laps instead of trying to just, set a really good pace. So I just tried to make clean laps. I felt like I did there, and I kind of got on it there that last 2 laps, and still felt really good. So just trying to find my edge and trying to not drive these things too hard and just let the car do its thing.
A year ago, guys, his Saturday night ended with a 14th place run in the B after a 7th place run in his prelim night. Tonight, looking to lock into his 3rd straight preliminary A main.
Thank you, Blake. 9th and final heat race of this one. Before we get into the sub-main events and then the qualifiers, D's if they are still on the program, and C's followed up by qualifiers, then B mains, and your one singular A main in that order coming up here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Good crowd tonight on Warren Cat qualifying Tuesday night here in the arena. So far, not anybody really missing the mark of the drivers that we had imagined early on. Everybody has come out and performed and put himself in a position to be a little bit further on in the program. See what Matt Williamson does. He might have a bit of a scramble coming his way.
Yeah.
Later
on. But if you really think about it, overall, there's nobody that had absolute disastrous trouble that we wouldn't have expected. We just saw a lot of action in the mid-pack. I mean, yeah, that's right. Zach Dom's probably definitely in that category.
See how quick they can get that put back together. It's going to depend on the extent of the damage and how much time they truly have. So from the front row, it's Twitty and Hardy. I've seen Hardy really rim ride here before at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Likes the outside groove, and opportunity for him to go upstairs and try to take this lead on lap number 1. 105 points would be a nice score for Colton.
Yeah, and Colton was in the top 7 in hot laps. Granted, that was hot laps a long time ago when we had that soupy racetrack, but he was able to make stuff work in that session. So starting here on the front row, advantageous here for Colton to maybe go 2-1 as lights are out, coming to green. Twitty and Hardy. It's a drag race in a 1 and 2. Twitty slides, but we've got one up and on the wall. Kept his foot in it, but spins it around, and that's car number 50C of Dane Culver.
Man, that throttle, I don't know if it was hung a little bit.
That's what I was
or
thinking,
if
too.
He was
I'm
trying to drive out of it. I don't know. That was
going for
pretty
style
wild.
points here.
We'll
I
see.
feel like that's the Blake Anderson curse that just came in right there, right? Like,
We're gonna
talk about him.
100% is.
Gonna get a replay here. Let's see what happens.
Jumps to the top.
Wow.
Man, if he had stuck that. Unfortunately, few people can accomplish the Logan C ride the wall line,
We've referenced
right?
that several times, especially during the shootout, too.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if you could replicate that if you tried, you think?
I mean, it would have to be. It would have to be at that one track.
Yeah.
Lenko is probably the only place in the world that you can make that happen. And even the last time I went, they had taken a little bit of banking out of the top, and I don't think it's even possible anymore. So, yeah, it was a perfect scenario and the perfect racetrack for it. And
when you were watching the last few laps of the non-wing outlaw Tulsa shootout, Logan,
yeah,
did you go, oh, Kyle's doing my thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of seen what he was doing. I mean, it reminded me more of like kind of basically how they run Tulare a lot during Trophy Cup. You know, you kind of get in and then you let the car straighten up and the right front gets up on the wall and you just smash the gas and ride it out. So, yeah, that's kind of what Tulare's kind of been famous for. And, yeah, I'm sure he took a little bit of that. But, yeah, when you got little micros, it's a little bit easier to control than when you got a bigger race car. So,
in your John Taylor racing days, do you ever have a chance to run like the lightning sprint at Tulare?
No, I never did. I just basically ran Placerville for the most part. We did obviously some other tracks. We ran Silver Dollar and Antioch, and yeah, we went to a handful of different racetracks, Merced. But yeah, I never did run Tulare in a lightning sprint. That place seems a little big.
Placerville in a lightning sprint.
Placerville is the best.
Fun.
Oh, yeah,
that would be cool.
Final heat race of the night here on Warren Cat qualifying night. We'll try it again with Twitty and Henry Hardy on your front row, and Twitty's going to do exactly what he did, slide himself in 1 and 2 to roll away with the lead. Colton Hardy there in second. And a good run for AJ Bender and Nathan Moore here as lap 1 goes to Twitty. There's Dane Culver, who's almost upside down while riding there earlier, looking to charge through the field, working on Chad Winfrey. Here goes Hunter Schoenberg, though, in the 73. He's going to get a gift there as Trimble jumps the cushion, Trimble in the wall, and that time also almost got upside down, but it'll bring out the yellow.
Guys, just because Logan's in the booth, you don't have to impress him with the wall ride, I promise.
That could have been a lot worse there. If that left front sticks in the ground, that thing gets... We've seen it multiple times here where they get up on the wall and then the left front sits down, it shoots them straight in the air. So he got out of that one pretty unscathed for what could have happened. We're going to get a few looks here with the instant replay.
Ibach replay, the Mateka Hefner number 5A of Adam Trimble, talked about it a little bit earlier, and up and sticks the landing, and you can see where he flattens the tire there at the very end.
I mean, you're seeing him on top of the cushion. How hard is it to try to drive down out of it, or is it just more of
he was
awareness?
Just stuck up in it. Yeah, it is hard to get out of it. You know, the car just doesn't want to react to what you're doing. You know, you just don't have grip up there. Your front tires don't have any steer. Your rear tires are spinning. So that's kind of like when you get especially when you get your right sides up in it and your left sides are in the grip. Your right sides are spinning and your left sides are driving. So it doesn't matter how far you got the wheels turned to the left. The rear tires are overdriving it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're trying, obviously, to stay in the throttle, to not lose as many spots as you can, but you've also got to get back on the racetrack as quick as you can, too. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of things could have gone wrong. You know, he hangs the left right away and probably hits a car right there that's into him. So, I think I'm sending it down to Earl, maybe?
No, this Blake, just want to let you guys know, Adam Trimble, first appearance at the Chili Bowl since 2007, was second in Rocky Mountain Midget points this year.
Wow, 2007.
Sorry,
Welcome
Blake.
back. Blake is just full of the nuggets today. I love it. Back under the green flag we go. Twitty this time to the top shelf in 1 and 2, and Colton Hardy's going to roll the bottom and do a nice job. And how about up to third is Hunter Schoenberg looking for more.
Hunter's been in enough of these things that he knows point-scoring opportunities when they show up, although he's getting quite the challenge from AJ Bender trying to drive back inside of him. Pulls it to the lower groove. He'll come after Hardy now.
He just got caught in the slick there. Hunter Schoenberg lost a ton of time to those top two. If he can maybe try to find the top that worked for him when he started marching from the back of the field. There he goes.
It's still an 8-3 run, which is really nice for him. But yeah, one more spot would be big time as he closes up the gap on the back of Hardy. Hardy up and over. Culver almost lost it, gathered it back together. So we're down to 2 to go. This one out in front. You're watching second and third. Colton Hardy in the 44. Hunter Schoenberg the 73.
Hunter's starting to roll him back in here the last 2 laps, and white flag going to have one opportunity. This time going to dive to the bottom in 1 and 2. Missed it maybe just a little bit, got caught in the slip with the right rear, and that may be enough for second. Final time off of 4. Brain Twitty wins heat race number 9. Hardy, Schoenberg from 8th finishes 3rd. Bender and Culver, your top 5.
111 there for Hunter. It's a nice score for him on a, think of it last night, that's a top 3, top 4 run tonight. That is, might make the third row of the qualifier.
Yeah.
It's tough tonight.
Win Schoenberg being well represented tonight. Hunter also has a Win helmet on, so.
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty cool there. Yeah, if you look there at his helmet, it's that same logo as like the Win oils. I don't know if you guys have heard it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that at Sports Car Land with Ben Keating.
Yep. So it's that same logo, and it's obviously for his daughter Win. But yeah, him and Uncle Coco representing little Win tonight.
Boy.
Well, guys,
spoiled.
This is not Jake Rosario. This is Matt Ward driving the Donnie Ray Crawford Legacy Foundation 2-seater with newly elected mayor of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Monroe Nichols, riding along with.
Yeah, we joked about this in the press conference, but I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. So he seemed a little nervous for it, but obviously up for the task here.
All right, Matt. You're about to make a motorsports fan for life here, so.
He's got the death grip on the steering wheel, too. Not even moving.
I think we're in the wrong.
Well, so the 2-seater ripping around. Matt Ward and Mayor-elect Nichols giving her the run up and through. Congratulations to him, and hopefully he'll be a supporter long-term here of everything that happens at the Expo Raceway. This events plural, bring in so much money into this community. We've heard dollar figures that are just outstanding. You think about it, all the fans that are coming down, the race teams that are coming down, that are staying at hotels, eating at the restaurants.
Yeah.
In some instances, using the Uber to get back and forth from the arena, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think they said upwards of $50 million to the Tulsa community and to local businesses. So yeah, I mean, you think about it, you got all these people here, and you're here for 7 or 8 days at a time. So, yeah, it's huge for the local community and businesses and just the entire city, obviously. So it's cool to get the mayor's support. And, yeah, hopefully we'll see, like, an interview or something from him later.
Let's go up top. Earl Hoon Jr., K1 Race Gear interview. Who do you have, Earl?
Got Brant Twitty up here, another driver making his rookie debut here at the Chili Bowl, dude. And it must be rookies night here on night number 2 of the Chili Bowl because you guys are doing absolutely an awesome job. Great job on getting a heat race win.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels good. Car was a little bit snug, but can't thank everyone enough that's been helping us out this week. My mom, dad, RPM, Marinoth Ace Hardware, Ryan Fusen, just everybody that's been helping us this week.
Now you were telling your family over here that your right foot and right leg is absolutely soaked. We got a shot of it there. Do you have any idea of what that maybe could be?
Yeah, not sure, but we'll check it out and get it ready for the qualifier.
Brant Twitty, guys, a heat race winner, his rookie debut. He finished 5th in the Western Midget Point Series last year.
We need to rip things down to Brian Ward in the infield. Brian.
Yeah, guys, just taking a look at this racetrack here. Had to step down from where I was standing because I see the tractor with the water coming around the top side. We talked a lot about this racetrack before our program and how they put a little more emphasis on the top side than in the bottom side that they did yesterday. We're going to see the water truck come by, and where it's laying some water, there is still so much untouched surface up here where everything has been thrown up the top side of the racetrack. Way more than we saw yesterday. The cushion was built up all the way over to the K-rails yesterday. There is a lot more room for this to push up and widen out a little bit. There's still at least a full lane or 2 lanes if your name is Larson to put cars up here around the racetrack. So we're going to keep an eye on it, see if they try to cut it. I see the skid steer already has a bunch of material in the bucket from turns 1 and 2. So possibly the bucket's going to come around here to 3 and 4 and scrape it and kind of begin that process of widening it out. We'll take a look at it and let you guys know when we come back for those C-mains and qualifiers.
All right, thank you, Brian, for the update as you get a look at the Flying A Motorsports pit cam and quiet in the staging lane for now, but it's not going to stick like that for long. Track maintenance begins before our sub-mains and our qualifiers. Coming up on the program here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Well, the ultimate college fan experience is now here. Head to flowcollege.com to watch more than 12,000 college sporting events from 12 different conferences all in one place. Chris, you want to watch your Syracuse Orange?
You betcha.
Flow College, the place to do it out there. Again, 12,000 different college sporting events, and it's not just the traditional stuff. It's not just basketball and baseball, and check it out, you can get like Flow Marching Band and such like that in there. It is all kinds of different events for your favorite university. Check it all out. It is Flow College. College sports live here on Flow College. We take a timeout in the building. More coverage coming up next as you watch us live from the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on Flow Racing.